by a 25-year warranty.
We've watched a lot of people get their house painted 3 or 4 times, and we haven't had to do any of it. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to have to paint it every 5-7 years.
Take a tip from Rick. Put down that paintbrush and pick up your phone. Give Rhino Shield a call at 847-850-1132. Call now and receive 16% off the regular price. Or go to ChicagoRhinoShield.com.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago. Financially makes sense, especially if it's going to last like this did. Still looks great.
For your 16% off, call now, 847-850-1132. Or go to ChicagoRhinoShield.com.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
We're back to Long Island, and as the FanDuel Sportsbook Chicago Blackhawks pregame show rolls on, we go behind the bench with Blackhawks head coach Jeff Blashill. We're on Long Island, Jeff, and your team just endured what I felt was kind of a gauntlet of games. 8 games in the last 12 days, or 8 games over 12 days. You came out of it 3-2-3, a couple of one-goal losses, a couple of losses by multiple goals. But I thought overall, getting points out of 6 of those 8 games is a real nice way to fare through that stretch, especially for a young team.
Yeah, obviously during that stretch, there was a number of, as we stand here today, I think they were all playoff teams. So, the playing a lot of games in little days is just what we're all doing right now. That's not going to subside. But I think it's good. What I focus the most on is growth, and I think we've shown growth. I thought our game, last game against Nashville was, we did a lot of really, really good stuff. We created a ton. Certainly we're in position to win the game. We got to continue to find ways to score that next goal. If you score the 3-1 goal, you don't leave anything to chance. When you leave it 2-1, you can't make a mistake. We ultimately made once, and then it's 2-2 and goes into overtime. And overtimes are overtimes. We got to get better with the results. But there's a little bit of happenstance that happens in overtime. So again, I was happy with the growth. We just got to continue to build here.
A 2-part question here. Matt Grzelcyk was lost in that game. First of all, what's his loss mean to this defense?
Well, he's a rock solid person to have in our locker room on a day-to-day, game-to-game basis. Both his play is real steady, and he's a real steady, calming influence on our team. So we'll miss that, But the other side of it is Ethan Dalmascio will get in, and he'll play in a consistent basis here for the next little bit, and gives him a good opportunity to kind of showcase and show what the impact he can make, which we're confident he can make a positive impact. So certainly I feel real bad for Grizz. He's a great pro. It sucks that he's not going to be with us here tonight, and probably I'm not sure on the trip, but it doesn't look like it. But in turn, it also gives a chance to Ethan.
All right, and the other part of that is you were down to 5 defensemen in that game, and you still got a point out of that game. How do you think they fared?
I thought they played well. I think you should be able to handle that as a group, and they did. I thought all of them played pretty good overall. Some guys started a little bit slow, but got better as the game went along. Some guys played good throughout. I thought it was just a continued growth with that group. They're all super young, and I thought it was a good step in the right direction.
All right, Anton Frondell. Blackhawks have been waiting for this for a long time. I know Blackhawks fandom has been waiting for this. Anton Frondell is supposed to make his Blackhawks and NHL debut here tonight. How do you want to use him? How many minutes do you think you'll have to manage for him tonight?
We're going to throw him to the fire. We're going to play him. He's going to play on the power play. He's going to play with Connor Bedard. So he's in big roles in both those situations. He's kind of, almost continue on. He's had a real successful year, but certainly second half of the year especially. And so we'd like to take that confidence and carry it forward to us and put him in those roles. And I've watched him play a lot. I've been able to watch him number of his shifts throughout the year, and I've got a lot of confidence in him as a player. I think there's a lot of things that he's going to do well. It doesn't mean he's going to come here and you don't in this league generally light the world on fire right away. There's going to be ups and downs and all that stuff, and we'll work with him through all those ups and downs. But we're excited to have him and get what I think is going to be a big piece of our team moving forward.
Well, with the loss of Grzelcyk and the inclusion of Frondell into the lineup, you already had the youngest team in the National Hockey League. Now they get a little bit younger, but late in the season, what's involved in handling that challenge?
We've been that way all year, really. We've been one of the very youngest teams all year, especially guys in key roles. And so what that means as a coaching staff is patience in teaching. We got to make sure we stay patient through, some of the mistakes that guys are going to make based on just repetitions and not being in the league a long time and all those things. And then continue to coach and teach. And that's kind of been our focus all year. It'll continue to be our focus throughout these next number of games. As we said after the trade deadline, these are critical games for us. We have to grow as a group. And I think we've done that. We've done a good job of the approach that we've taken. We need to continue that.
All right. The New York Islanders are the opponent here tonight. Currently, they occupied the last playoff spot in the Eastern Conference. It's the last wild card spot. What can you expect from the Long Island team here tonight? Super
competitive. Obviously, they're scratching and clawing to get that spot. They put themselves in a great position. They're very well coached by Patrick Roy. They got a very, very good two-way kind of team. A number of good two-way players. Good experience. So it'll be a good challenge. This is what you want, though. You want to be in these games where it matters a lot, and for us, test ourselves and find ways to win. The Islanders are above 50% across the board on faceoffs, and that presents a challenge to the Blackhawks in getting their share. What's involved in that? It's been a challenge probably all year. We need to continue to get better at faceoffs. Part of that is help with the wingers and the defensemen and at the line of scrimmage, having a good line of scrimmage mentality. So we're gonna have to dig in a little bit. But I think it's a good challenge for our young centers too, just learning to dig in and find ways to win faceoffs. Start of a 4-game road trip. Thanks for this, Jeff, and best of luck to you and the boys. Yeah, thank you. That's Blackhawks head coach Jeff Blashill. Stay with us. More upcoming in the pregame show right after you hear these messages. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
Flooded basement, clogged toilet, whether it's a plumbing emergency or a simple repair, Plumbers 911 is your trusted source for the best plumbers. All licensed, insured, and trained members of Local 130. Call 1-833-PLUM-911 and you'll instantly be connected with a trusted union contractor like PDM Plumbing in Joliet. Wherever you are in Chicagoland, a Plumbers 911 contractor is nearby. Call 1-833-PLUM-911. Plumbers 911. They get the job right the first time.
Hey, it's Jeremy Roenick here. Let's be honest, not every beer fits every moment, but Yuengling, they've got options. You want bold and rich, classic and smooth, light and crisp? They've got a beer for everyone's taste. Traditional lager, light lager, flight, black and tan, each one brewed with real quality and nearly 200 years of family tradition. So whether it's post-game, pre-game, or no game at all, there's a Yuengling for every taste. Yuengling, legends stand the test of time. DG Yuengling is on Pottsville, PA.
A family office is a team built to handle the 3 biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm, under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team. Call Trajan today, 630-360-9000. That's 630-360-9000.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
This spring, experience Tulip Time 2026 your way in Holland, Michigan. Step into the Tulip Immersion Garden, where tulips and storytelling surround you at every turn. Wander at your own pace and discover a fresh way to take in the beauty of the tulips. Spend your day on a Tulip Time tour, guided experiences, and curated itineraries led by knowledgeable local hosts. Make memories that will last a lifetime in Holland, Michigan. Begin to build your experience at tuliptime.com.
Through the tulips with me. There's never been a better time to test drive that Hyundai you've always wanted. Hyundai's award-winning lineup of cars, SUVs, hybrids, and EVs put your safety first, with available class-exclusive features like digital key remote, smart parking assist, plus America's best warranty. See your local Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealer or visit HyundaiUSA.com today. Back here on the FanDuel Sportsbook, Chicago Blackhawks pregame show on 720. WGN. Hawks are kicking off a 4-game road trip in New York tonight against the New York Islanders, which leads us to our look at the jerseys, sponsored by Suits 2020. Stop by their men's clothing superstore to check out the selection of suits, tuxes, shirts, ties, shoes, and more. Visit suits2020.com. The New York Islanders are in their home blue sweaters, navy blue, orange, and white combo. Blackhawks are back in their road whites. And I should mention as well, new Blackhawks forward, number 3 overall pick, Anton Frundell, is wearing number 15 for the Blackhawks in the white sweater tonight. So get your number 15 jerseys now for Anton Frundell. Let's go to New York and bring in Steve Conrad. Steve, just another game against the Islanders. Nothing really happening tonight, right?
Hey, listen, I'm nervous. I can't imagine how Matthew Schaefer's feeling. I make Matthew Schaefer, make that Anton Frundell. I mean, we get to see 2 superstars taken from that 25 draft in Schaefer and Frundell. And boy, when you think about the whirlwind weekend he had, he's playing Saturday night, he's packing up Sunday night, and then Monday he arrives in New York airport, and he's out with his teammates. So it's been a whirlwind, but sometimes, that's the best way to be thrown into it, is to not have really an opportunity to think, and then just to be, kind of thrown into the middle of it. But Charlie, what I like about him, we had a chance to talk to him this morning, just very briefly. Everyone wants a piece of him right now. I'm sure we'll be able to get a one-on-one with him later on. But he's very grounded. He's bigger than he's listed. I looked at Hockey DB. They listed him at 6 feet. This kid's all of 6'2", so he's probably grown in the last year. He's well over 210 pounds, big hands, long arms. He's got a really long stick, and boy, can he shoot a puck. Now, sometimes it's easy in a pregame skate to fire a puck because you got time and space and room. It's a little different in hockey games, but from the video, the short video I've seen of him playing in the Swedish Elite League, this guy knows how to get to the net and knows how to shoot a puck.
I was just going to say, man, all the videos that I see of Frundell, he sure looks bigger than 6 feet. So the fact that you say he's closer to 6'2", it makes sense, because I didn't know if it was just my eyes deceiving me or maybe he was just playing bigger, but he certainly looks like he's more of a bigger guy and would be able to complement some of these forwards very well for the Blackhawks.
Yeah, I'm glad you confirmed that, because I think it was Hockey DB that I looked him up, and he played in Djurgården with Marcus Kruger and Victor Eklund, who is, funnily enough, he was drafted by these New York Islanders in the same draft, and so he played most of this year with Eklund. But yeah, and I'm like, I see him on the ice, and he's like towering over guys, and I'm like, there's no way he's 6 feet. So yeah, let's say he's 6'2". I'll say he's 210 pounds. He's still kind of, I don't want to say a boy body, but he's still going to get stronger. He might grow, he might get a little taller, but he's certainly going to get thicker. He's going to get that man strength, and boy, when he gets that, look out, because that's a prototypical power forward when you think about it. Playing wing now, but he could play center. Great shot, and apparently he doesn't mind the rough stuff. So not that he's going to go out there and drop the gloves, but when it gets physical, he certainly doesn't shy away.
He's obviously got to be really excited to play with a guy like Connor Bedard, but I imagine Bedard is probably really excited to play with Frundell too, because you got the playmaker and the shooter in Bedard, and now you couple that with a lethal one-timer shot in Frundell, who, oh, by the way, it is so lethal that they have pushed Connor Bedard back to the left side of the faceoff circle on the power play so they can make sure they can tee up Frundell. If you're Connor, you also have to be pretty excited about adding a player of his caliber on his wing.
Yeah, you hit the nail right on the head, Charlie. I think that's going to help Connor's game, because, you think about it, some teams might now, not right away, but eventually they're going to cheat to Frundell. They're going to try and take away that pass, whether it's on the power play or even, in 5-on-5 situations. He's going to play the right side, so he's a left shot playing the right side. Connor gets him the puck, even in a 5-on-5 situation, Frundell is in that one-timer opportunity. So sometimes I know as a defenseman, when you're playing against certain guys, you want to take, when I played against Brett Hull, you wanted to take away that shot. And Adam Oates, you cheat more towards Brett Hull, and Adam Oates would take advantage of it and sometimes take it to the net. So I think ultimately it'll help Connor Bedard's game. It might open things up, maybe not right away, but eventually. And, the one good thing about players who are among the elite, they think at a different level, and they get excited to play with each other because they see the game a little differently. And I think that's what is going through Connor Bedard's head right now is, you know what, I'm going to get a guy that not only can shoot a puck, but can kind of think the game like me.
The versatility has got to be an appealing factor as well, because he played left wing in the Swedish Hockey League. He's going to play right wing here tonight, but the Hawks are also going to want to see him at center. The fact that he can play any of the 3 forward positions makes him kind of like a Swiss Army knife too.
Well, it really does. And if they need him on faceoffs, although you've got Ryan Green out there on the left side, so you know, faceoffs in your own zone when they're in the left circle, Ryan Green will take a lot of those. But if he gets knocked out, if he gets thrown out of the faceoff in your own zone, yeah, I would put Anton Frundell in there. And in fact, I noticed like Mike Pekka at the end of every practice, especially the morning skate. Michael Pekka, great assistant coach with the Chicago Blackhawks, won a Selke Trophy, was known for his faceoff prowess. He takes faceoffs. He has all the centermen line up, and he drops pucks for them. And I noticed Frundell paying really close attention. He was literally 10 feet away watching, and eventually he got in there too. So I'm not going to say that he's going to take a draw tonight, but if Ryan Green's out there and he gets thrown out in his own zone and it's the left dot, don't be surprised if you see Frundell there.
Love to hear it. Steve, it should be a fun one tonight. Have a great call.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Thanks, Charlie.
All right, that's going to do it for the FanDuel Sportsbook Chicago Blackhawks pregame show. John Weideman and Steve Conroy have the call. Coming up next, you're listening to Blackhawks Hockey on 720 WGN.
WGN Chicago is your radio home to the Hawks, the Cats, March Madness, and the Indy 500 on air and on smart devices worldwide.
What do the Blackhawks and United Airlines have in common? The next generation has arrived, and the future looks bright. New planes are joining the United Airlines fleet every week, decked out with Bluetooth connectivity, screens and power at every seat, and bigger overhead bins to fit everyone's carry-on. Book your next trip on the United app or United.com today. United Airlines, proud to be the official airline of the Chicago Blackhawks. The NHL is officially back, and right now, new FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. Put your first bet in the back of the net on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook and official partner of the Chicago Blackhawks. Must be 21 or older and present in Illinois. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now, there are winter people, and then there are not winter people. Wherever you fall, Lake Geneva has you covered. If you love winter, Lake Geneva has everything you're looking for, and then some. Hit the slopes to downhill ski, snowboard, or tube. You can cross-country ski, snowshoe, or hike their state park or one of their nature preserves. Stay active by ice skating, sledding, ziplining, or even fat tire biking. Turn mealtime inside out with a cozy igloo or barrel dining experience at one of Lake Geneva's extraordinary restaurants. Now, if you're an indoor kind of person, you'll love the Lake Geneva region's award-winning spas. You deserve to be pampered. Be amazed by their theater venues for live music, magic, and even dancing horses. And of course, you can shop till you drop at any of the Lake Geneva locally owned boutique stores. To learn more about winter in Lake Geneva, check out visitlakegeneva.com. That's visitlakegeneva.com. Lake Geneva. It's always been the place for winter fun.
Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. That's why when it comes to hard work, nothing works harder than a Chevy Silverado. In the field, you have to operate under any condition, rain and mud, snow and ice. No excuses. Get the job done. And Silverado is built for those big jobs. It's an all-around workhorse designed with your work safety in mind. Automatic emergency braking, forward collision alert, and rear park assist are on the job with you 24/7, assisting when it matters the most. Plus, with its advanced trailering technology and 8 available cameras, Silverado is a beast for any job, smart and strong. No wonder J.D. Power awarded Chevy Silverado the most dependable large light-duty pickup. Right now, during Truck Month, get $7,360 total value on a Silverado 1500 RST 5.3-liter pickup. It all adds up to big savings you do not want to miss. Go to Chevy Drive Chicago for details. Work hard, play harder in a new Chevy Silverado.
Hire Lindemann for your annual fireplace inspection. Take advantage of a complete inspection for just $72. Visit WGNfireplace.com today. WGNfireplace.com.
Chicago Blackhawks hockey. One city.
Chicago! Chicago.
One sweater.
The Blackhawks.
Generations who eat, sleep, live, and breathe it.
That's all I want to do.
That's all I think about.
24/7.
Yes, 24/7.
From the anthem to the final horn. This is Chicago Grit on ice.
This is what we do.
This is who we are.
This is Blackhawks hockey.
Loved by Blackhawks.
With the call of the game, here's John Whiteman and Steve Conroy.
Chicago Blackhawks #1 pick Anton Frundell makes his NHL debut tonight as the Hawks make their final Eastern swing of the season and take on the New York Islanders in the first of 4 games in 6 nights. The Long Island club currently occupies the last wild card spot, and they're doing all they can to hang on to it. With Frundell now on board, the Hawks should be a handful for the New York Islanders here tonight, who might be a little bit nervous coming into this game. Hi again, everyone. John Whiteman along with Steve Conroy. We are here at the UBS Arena in Belmont, Long Island. And, of course, Charlie Romeliotis is standing by in Blackhawk Central. We'd like to welcome you into our broadcast here this evening. The Blackhawks and the New York Islanders. One of your old clubs, Steve. One of my old clubs.
Yeah.
And great hockey game, I think, we'll see here tonight, and a great showcase for the National Hockey League. The #1 pick in last year's draft has been playing at the NHL level all season long, and tonight he's going to be joined by the 3rd overall pick. Blackhawks debut and NHL debut for Anton Frundell. This should be a special night.
Yeah, let's first talk about Matthew Shaver, because he's made all the difference in the world here in Long Island. I don't think a lot of experts thought that the New York Islanders at this point in the season, John, would be in a playoff spot. They are. A lot of that has to do with Matthew Shafer, the belief he's brought to this team. Ilya Sorokin has been lights out, maybe the best goalie in the entire NHL, so he deserves a lot of credit too. But Matthew Shafer absolutely rejuvenated this franchise. So good on him, and good for the Chicago Blackhawks to bring the youngster, the 18-year-old Anton Frundell, over from Sweden as soon as his season ended and throw him right into the fire. He's going to get an opportunity on the #1 line of the Blackhawks with Connor Bedard, Ryan Green. We know what his pedigree is, 20 goals as a teenager in the Swedish Elite League in just 43 games. That's basically a goal every 2 games. That's unbelievable. And I hope it translates to the NHL. He might not have a great game to start with, but let's hope he does. But this is going to be really good experience for him.
And he's starting on the road, so there really isn't any pressure on the kid to perform big on home ice. He'll get that chance in a couple of games. But anyway, let's go to my next point, Steve. The Islanders might be feeling a little bit of pressure. Now, you look at where they are in the standings, you see that they're in the last wild card spot, and that's kind of a precarious hole because the teams are 1 point ahead and 1 point behind. And this isn't going to be decided probably until the last game or maybe even second to last game of this season. And the Islanders, looking at a team like the Blackhawks, just like the Nashville Predators did in the last game, probably feel like they should win that game. Mm-hmm. But what happens if the tide gets turned and the Blackhawks start to win? I wonder if we're going to see any kind of panic on the part of the Islanders.
There's going to be pressure. I don't know if there's going to be panic because Patrick Waugh, I think, does a real good job behind the bench of the New York Islanders, the Hockey Hall of Fame Patrick Waugh, former goaltender. But here's the thing. They had lost 2 games in a row. In their last game, they won it 1-0. A close game against the Columbus Blue Jackets. Had they not won that game, they would not be in a playoff spot. And you look at the standings right now, Detroit just 1 point behind them. They play Ottawa tonight. Ottawa just 2 points behind. Of course, they play Detroit also. So it's going to be like this for them all the way down to the stretch. The one advantage the New York Islanders had, there are 11 games left, 9 of them are at home. And they're going to try to establish home ice dominance, home ice advantage in this game tonight.
Well, they went through a crucible on the road, didn't they, the Islanders? Wow. All right, who's going to deliver? Sponsored by Mitsubishi Electric Heating and Air Conditioning, electric heat pumps for a better environment inside and out. Visit getacomfyhome.com. Let's see, who am I going to pick? I think I'll go with Anton Frundell, making his Blackhawks and National Hockey League debut. Can't wait to see this kid play. Let's hope he has a big night to start off his NHL career. Keys for the game, sponsored by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. And Steve's got your keys.
Yeah, John, first off, spoil the home cook and just mention the New York Islanders are playing 9 of the next 11 games at home. Their last 10 games here, they've been pretty good. 7 wins, 3 losses. But they've been getting behind early in a bunch of games. Hopefully the Blackhawks can score the game's first goal. Secondly, find power on the island. Chicago Blackhawks power play, no power play goals the last 5 games. I think adding Anton Frundell will really help. You got a second unit now, too, with Ryan Green, Nick Lardis, and Andre Burakovsky, so that's pretty strong for a second unit. And then finally, welcome Anton Frondel. What a weekend it's been for the youngster. Saturday, he finished his Djurgården career. Sunday, he packed in Sweden. And Monday, he flew into New York, had dinner with the team last night. 20 goals in 43 games. That's the fourth most ever among 18-year-old players in the Swedish Elite League. Anton Frondel, no better way to start your NHL career than by getting a win.
You think he got any sleep in there anywhere? Maybe on the plane.
Yeah, this afternoon I think he probably had a pretty good nap.
All right, Steve, real quickly, who are you banking on? Sponsored by Marquette Bank. Love where you bank. Celebrating 80 years of neighborhood banking.
Going with Tyler Bertuzzi. Seems to score goals against the Islanders. I'm picking Tyler tonight.
All right, I like it. Let's send it downstairs. Marissa Rizzatello will have our Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Wow, does that young lady have a set of pipes? Marissa Rizzatello. Remember that name, folks. A voice like that, she might be going places. All right, let's get to the starting lineups. In goal for the New York Islanders is going to be Big Save Dave, David Riddick, 4-1-0 in his career against the Blackhawks. And at defense for the Isles are going to be Adam Pelech along with Matthew Schaefer. Up front from left to right, Anders Lee, the team captain of the New York Islanders, starting at left wing. Centering the opening line, Bo Horvat. Starting at the right wing, Emil Heineman. For the Blackhawks, it's Arvid Soderblom in goal. Arvid in his career against the New York Islanders, 1-3-0. At defense are going to be Alex Vlasic and Artyom Leshinov. Up front from left to right, Ryan Green starts at left wing. Connor Bedard centers the Hawks opening line. And making his Blackhawks and NHL debut, Anton Frondel starts at the right wing. The referees this evening are Graham Skeletor and Bo Halkitis. Handling the lines are Tyson Baker and Jesse Markey. Second and final meeting between these two teams is set to begin. We go down to center ice. And it looks like Anton Frondel is going to take the opening faceoff against Bo Horvat. Let's see what happens. Drop of the puck. Well, Horvat won it, but at least Frondel got the experience. We're underway on Long Island. Islanders control behind their net. Schaefer passing up the left wing. Horvat takes the puck at the Islander blue line. Hands it ahead for Heineman into the Hawk zone along the left wing boards. He turned the puck over to Alex Vlasic. Passing over to Ryan Green. Left wing is center ice, and he'll dump the puck off the boards and down behind the Islander net. Frondel finishes his first check on Pelech. Nearly put him through the boards. Frondel went down, but he got an early hit. We'll see how that affects his game. Matthew Schaefer rushing the puck into the Hawk zone down the right wing. Leans to the net and got a shot away, not much on it. Now the puck centered in front. Lee takes the puck now back behind the net. Here's Lee fighting off a check from Artyom Leshinov. Leaving it there for Horvat. Spins it up the slot. Cut by Schaefer at the line, deep slot. Long shot. He scores. 49 seconds into the hockey game. Matthew Schaefer scores goal number 23, and the Islanders lead 1-0.
Well, it all started with Matthew Schaefer leading a rush up the ice. He tried to get around the defender. I think he ended up getting a shot on net. And with 23 goals, he ties a rookie record for an NHL defenseman that Brian Leach set back in the 88-89 season. 23 goals. He's matched it. That long-range shot, gosh, I think that got redirected right at the last second. And Lee,
oh, yeah.
It either went off Lee's stick or it possibly, yeah, that's Lee's goal. So we take that back.
Okay.
Anders Lee, who we talked to this morning, John, hadn't scored in 9 games. It had been kind of a long stretch for him without a goal, but he gets one here to start the game. The New York Islanders lead at 1-0.
So for Anders Lee, that's goal number 16 on the season. Not the kind of start the Hawks were hoping for. They trail 1-0. Inside the Hawks zone, here's Jean-Gabriel Pageau in the left wing circle. Tried to fire one in on goal. That was blocked in front. Then Tyler Bertuzzi lifts the puck down ice into the Islander zone. Good battle there by Nick Lardis to try and take the puck away from Carson Soucy, but he could not. And the Islanders get the puck back. Anthony DeAngelo in front of the Islander net. Over to Soucy. Passing up the right wing into the Hawk zone. This is Holmstrom. Simon Holmstrom now put it down in behind the Hawk net. And taken out of there by Andre Palat. To DeAngelo, backing through the high slot, gave it a Palat right circle, pumps a shot high and wide. Puck rims around to the left point. DeAngelo put it back over Palat, top of the right circle. To Soucy in the high slot. He shoots, and that redirects him toward the net, but blocked in front by Wyatt Kaiser. Kaiser now at the center ice over the logo. Nearly lost the puck to newcomer Braden Shen, who came over from the Blues in a trade. Kaiser tosses the puck into the left wing corner in the Islanders zone, and the teams make line changes.
One thing the Blackhawks have to watch, the Islanders defense do a real good job walking the blue line, finding that shooting lane, and getting pucks through. That's exactly what Matthew Schaefer did, the redirection by Anders Lee, and he did it on a supplemental shift literally 30 seconds ago.
Now Matt Barzal tosses the puck to the Hawk blue line. Ilya Mikheyev took it away from the Hawks to Ryan Donato over the Islander line. On the left wing side, he'll flip it down behind the net with so much force that it caroms around and up the far side and all the way back down into the Hawk zone. Louis Crevier intently chasing it down. He'll skate with it up the left wing to center ice. Hit by Casey Cizikas. Lost the puck at center ice. Cizikas took it back, put it into the Islander zone. Scott Mayfield will skate it ahead to center ice. Dumps it off the end boards in the Hawk zone. Del Mastro takes a hit, but moves the puck out up the right wing side. Lafferty to Mikheyev at center ice, front of the benches. Tried to pass it ahead, picked up by the Islanders. This is Kyle McLean into the Hawk zone down the right wing side. Put the puck in behind the net. Sam Lafferty back there for the Hawks. Whacks it free to Del Mastro. He spun it around the boards, not out. Matthew Schaefer picks off the puck at the right point, then skates into a check along the half boards from Lafferty. Lost the puck. Del Mastro's got it. And he'll skate it out slowly to center ice. And Del Mastro whacks the puck ahead. It deflects down into the right wing corner in the Islander zone. Adam Pelech there to get it. Whips it behind his net. Into the near corner to Schaefer. Lead pass up the left wing. Horvat over the Hawk blue line. Got by a check. Walks it to the net with a backhand. Kicked out of there by Soderblom. Schaefer at the right point. Put it down the boards behind the Hawk net. Anders Lee there. Lee then had it knocked off his stick by Levshunov. Up the left wing to Green. To Connor Bedard through center ice. Got it in over the Islander line. Got past Schaefer. Moves in with a backhand. It goes over the net. Now Bedard got it back to Vlasic, left point. He tried to put it down the boards to Bedard. Picked up by Emil Heineman. He'll move it ahead to center ice to Lee. He'll clear the puck down in behind the Hawk net. We get a whistle and icing called here against the Islanders. 1-0 Isles, 16:05 left in period one.
Well, that's just a great individual effort by Connor Bedard beating Matthew Schaefer, who not only is great offensively, he's really good defensively. One-on-one, not many better in the NHL, even though he's barely a teen, well, still a teenager. But Connor Bedard did a good job getting it through his legs, getting him around him, and getting a shot on net.
Well, here's Frank Nazar to face off with Bo Horvat. Circle to Riddick's left. And the drop of the puck. And pulled out of there by Tyler Bertuzzi. He whips it in front of the net, comes through to the near boards. Heineman will stick it out to center ice. Kaiser took the puck away front of the penalty boxes. To Frank Nazar now over the center ice circle. Then to Bertuzzi over the Islander line right point. Whips it back down to Nazar back of the net. Artis moves it to the left point. Kaiser firing from there. It's blocked on the way through. Puck taken back by the Hawks. Long wrist shot by Renzel. Goes down into the glove of Riddick. From the top of the Islander crease, he'll hold on. We get a whistle, 1-0 in favor of the New York Islanders with 15:36 left in the first.
John, tonight's broadcast is sponsored by Flight by Yingling. Crisp, refreshing, and only 95 calories. Flight, the next generation of light beer. And with that goal by Anders Lee early in this hockey game, he now passes a Hockey Hall of Famer, Hockey Hall of Famer, Clark Gillies.
Oh, no way, really?
4th overall in goal scoring amongst New York Islander players, which is pretty impressive. When you think about all the great New York Islander players there are. Of course, Brian Trottier and Mike Bossy lead that list, along with Benny Potvin. And then at number 4, it is Anders Lee.
Now, Clark Gillies played on that line with Bossy and Trottier for a number of years, 4 Stanley Cup championships. His nickname was Jethro, and he lived up to that from time to time. Boy, was he a tough man.
Big
and a
man,
great
too.
guy, by the way, if you got to know Clark. He was a great man.
Certainly was.
Inside the Hawk zone, Anthony D'Angelo back skating into the left wing corner, carrying the puck behind the net, bedded up the slot. Jean-Gabriel Pajot fires, and a butterfly save made by Soderblom. Here's Rinzel to center ice, being bothered by Holmstrom as he tucks the puck down the left wing boards and in behind the Islander net. Hawks will make a line change, as will the Isles.
Yeah, Pajot cannot be that open in front of the net. You get a defenseman, D'Angelo, just circling around the back, and the backhand pass, Pajot wide open in front.
Now the puck taken by Callum Ritchie, put it down beside the Hawk net to Shen. He shot it in front, it goes wide. From the near boards, McCabe with a pass ahead for Donato at center ice. He put the puck down in behind the Islander net. Riddick put it away up the left wing. Braden Shen there. Hands it ahead to Adam Boquist, former Hawk first-round draft pick, into the Hawk zone on the right wing side. He lifts the puck out in front of the net. Ryan Donato taken down with a hook on the far side of the rink and no penalty called. They let him play. Here's Matthew Barzell with a handoff from Boquist over the Hawk line. Down the right wing to the half boards. Barzell turning top of the right wing circle. Leaving it there for Schaefer. Carries through the high slot. Gave it over to Ritchie. Now a pass in front to Shin. He is tied up. Lost the puck. Alex Vlasic will pull it out of there. Vlasic passing to center ice for Teravainen. That's off his stick. Adam Pelech took the puck away in front of the Islander bench. Here's it ahead to Shin. He moves it over on the right wing side at center ice. And Mark Gatcomb there to get it for the Isles. He'll stick it down in behind the Hawk net. Rolls up the far side. Lafferty hit by Gatcomb. Puck taken away by the Islanders. Casey Cizikas moves it into the near circle. Kyle McLean fires, and a pad save made by Soderblom.
Good fourth line shift here from the Islanders. They're getting on the body.
Now Gatcomb will move it out to the left point. Long shot by D'Angelo goes wide. Gatcomb shoveled into the end boards there by Hawk defenseman Ethan Del Mastro. Puck comes around to the near side. And D'Angelo put it in behind the net for McLean, who tried to center, picked off by the Hawks. They come out of their end, led by Lafferty. Lafferty, at the end of his shift, will stick it down the boards, actually right down in front of the Islander net. Swept away by the goaltender Riddick to center ice, and then Wyatt Kaiser drives it back down into the Isles' end. This circles the net, ends up the far side. Connor Bedard back in the Hawk zone. Put it away to the near boards. Sam Renzel to Wyatt Kaiser, and now to Connor Bedard. Crossing the Islander line, left wing side. Put it to Renzel in the high slot. This is off his stick. Puck taken back by the Isles. Pelech then gave it away at center ice to Connor Bedard. He'll carry back into the Hawk zone. And from in between the circles, he'll turn and skate up ice up the right wing side, then had the puck poke checked away, and then got it back next to the bench.
Emil Heineman, who poked that puck off of Connor Bedard's stick. Emil Heineman has been a really nice find here for the New York Islanders. 20 goals so far in the season.
Yeah. He came over in that trade that sent Noah Dobson to the Montreal Canadiens. And Emil Heineman leading the Islanders in hits. Inside the Hawk zone, puck taken Holmstrom. Moves to top of the right circle. Shot from Boquist goes wide. Puck tumbles around. Lardis at the Hawk blue line. Pokes it ahead here now. Nazar. 1 against 4 Islanders. Into the New York zone at the right point. Spun at left point. Alex Vlasic moving down the left wing side. Vlasic to that. One hands it in on goal. 6 save made by Riddick.
Real good play prior to that, though, John, by Frank Nazar. Did a good job. It was 1-on-4, as you pointed out. He just bought some time, did the button hook, and found an open man.
Bertuzzi takes a stretch pass at the Hawk line. Steps into the Islander zone at the left point. Snaps it down behind the net. Rolls up the far side to the right point. Levshunov sends it back down behind the net. It caroms around up the near side. Here's Barzell the other way into the Hawk zone. Moves it across the rink in front here. Shen with a shot. That's over the net, and protective netting stops the puck from going into the crowd. Get a whistle stopping play. 11:14 left in the first here on Long Island. It's the Islanders 1 and the Hawks no score. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
Hey, Chicago Blackhawks fans! I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, a win isn't a win without the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Jiffy Lube's quick, quality 15-minute oil change service will have your car ready before you know it. It's so fast, you'll find yourself saying, already ready? Even now, after I just told you, you'll still be surprised at how fast and efficient it is. Plus, Jiffy Lube does more than just oil changes fast. They'll take care of the preventive maintenance your car needs to keep running smoothly, like free fluid top-offs, battery checks, and more. All in a jiffy. So come in today. You're practically already ready.
When was your last confession? Can't remember? Don't worry, that's what Be Reconciled Day on March 25th is all about. I'm Bishop of Rockford David Malloy, and I want to personally invite all Catholics to the sacrament of confession. No matter how long it's been, a few months or many years, come to confession Wednesday, March 25th, and be reconciled. For church locations and confession times near you, visit bereconciled.rockforddiocese.org. We look forward to seeing you.
You're listening to Chicago Blackhawks hockey. Now, back to the game.
Experience the Blackhawks like never before with our membership plans. Benefits include discounts on concessions at the United Center, priority access to home playoff games, and exclusive member-only events. Full and half-season plans are now available for purchase. Secure your spot next season or talk to a rep today at blackhawks.com/membership.
Well, good to see a good crowd in here at the UBS Arena here in Long Island. They're right next to Belmont Park where the racetrack is. And it's usually a late arriving crowd here because of New York traffic. Anybody that's ever lived in New York knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. So we'll see what the building eventually fills completely up. But it's a good crowd here so far.
Well, it's a hot ticket now, and they're excited about this team, and rightly so. Matthew Schaefer and a host of others, they've got good reason to be excited.
Islanders win the draw. Here's Barzell, a long shot from the high slot. Chest save made by Soderblom. Gravier behind the net. Had the puck dug out by Braden Shen. Callum Ritchie in the right wing corner. He was a boyhood pal of the Hawks, Nick Lardis. Ritchie moves it around at the left point. Here's Barzell. Barzell moving down the left wing side. Carries the puck into the corner. Turns around to the top of the left circle with the puck, leaving it there. Stolen away by Nazar with the skate. And he had to reach around one of the Islander players and get his stick out from being entangled and getting it up high. He was not able to get control of the puck and get a breakaway. The puck ends up down in the Islander zone.
Yeah, that was good defense, though, from Frank Nazar, matching the player stride for stride, using his skate to strip the puck, but unfortunately just kind of lost his balance and couldn't get to the loose biscuit.
Del Mastro leads the rush to center, hands the puck ahead to Ryan Donato at the Islander blue line, but this play is whistled down on the offside. So 1-0 in favor of the Isles, 10:19 left in period number one. And they'll face it off just outside the Islander blue line, right in front of the New York bench where Patrick Waugh presides. Patrick Waugh, of course, many years in the Quebec Major Junior League as the head coach of the Quebec Rempart, and won a Memorial Cup. They won several Quebec League championships. And one of his players in Quebec was Hawks defenseman Louis Crevier.
Yeah, that's right. Louis Crevier, a big part of their success while Patrick Waugh was there. And, of course, Patrick Waugh, not only a member of the Colorado Avalanche and won a Stanley Cup, but also the Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah. And a Hockey Hall of Famer, too, by the way. It's kind of a no-brainer there. Hawks control inside the Islander zone. Del Mastro along the left wing boards. Pokes the puck down toward the corner. This is picked off by Simon Holmstrom, who, when Braden Shen was traded here to the Islanders, he surrendered his number 10 to the veteran Braden Shen. I don't know what was exchanged in the process of that. I think Shenner's a pretty generous guy, so I'm sure he took care of the youngster.
Sometimes it involves a Rolex watch. Not always, but sometimes. And I know that Rolex watches can be a little pricey.
Yeah. Schaefer behind the Islander net to the puck. Passing up the left wing, Bo Horvat center ice. Carries into the Hawk zone as Frondell fell down at the blue line. Horvat put it down behind the net around to the right wing side. Adam Pellick there. Sent it back in behind the net to Lee. He put the puck in front for Heineman, who chips a shot wide. Schaefer at the left point, firing it down behind the Hawk net again. This time Kaiser runs into Lee there. Two Minnesotans battle for the puck there. Kaiser wins the battle. Green along the left boards to Frondell, center ice on the right wing. Here's Frondell into the Islander zone. Had the puck poke checked away by the number 1 pick in the draft, Schaefer. Islanders get possession. Pellick will carry up the right wing to center ice. He's over the Hawk line. Down from the corner, long backhander. Blockered away nicely there by Soderblom. And then the puck passed ahead by Renzel, intended for Frondell, but it's over stick and down into the New York zone. Here are the Islanders back the other way. Ritchie to the Hawk blue line. Lost the puck back to center ice. This is actually Mark Gatcomb. And it's end up sending it back into the Islander zone. Carson Soucy made a pass ahead to center ice that deflected up and hit Landon Slaggert right in the face. He's going to head to the Hawks bench for some repairs. Meanwhile, the puck back in the Hawks zone near corner. Gravier swats it behind the net, not out. Kyle McLean in the left wing corner. Sent the puck behind the net. KC Cizikas there, centering the puck. Rolls up to the high slot. McLean there to Cizikas along the left wing boards. Shooting from there. Kicked out now by Soderblom. And Lafferty will clear the puck off the left boards to center ice. Islanders get it back. Gatcomb will send it into the Hawk zone along the left wing boards. Picked off by Lafferty. He'll move a pass ahead now to Bertuzzi at center ice, and he'll protect it, then sweep it down the left side boards and in behind the Islander net as the Hawks complete a line change.
John Landon Slaggert headed to the dressing room. It looks like he might require some stitches. Hopefully he's back soon.
Here's Barzell down the left wing side, rolling to the net. He tucks a shot toward the net from the tough angle right above the goal line. Soderblom is down to stop it with the pads. 1-0 Isles, 7:28 left in period number 1 here on Long Island. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
The Lisa Dent Show, weekdays 2 to 6 on WGN Radio.
Chicago hockey fans love a good power play. And when it comes to selling your house, you want a team you can trust.
That's why Jeff Buys Your House is your winning play. No repairs, no commissions, and you pick the closing date.
That's like skating on a clean sheet of ice, fast and smooth.
We're a local, veteran-owned company that's been helping Chicagoland homeowners since 2007.
Make the smart move and go for the win. Visit JeffBuysYourHouse.com for your no-obligation offer today.
How many people can say they've had part of their spine removed? Well, me for one. I'm Jeff. And though it sounds impossible, that's what my team at Northwestern Medicine did. I had a rare spinal bone cancer, which brought my neuro-oncologist and neurosurgeon together to create the treatment plan that saved my life.
Anchored by Northwestern Memorial Hospital, nationally ranked for neurology and neurosurgery by U.S. News and World Report, Jeff's team took on and treated his 1 in a million condition. They removed a large section of his spine and the tumor in one piece because spilling just one cell would risk spreading cancer throughout his body. They then rebuilt his spine with a metal frame.
I was in surgery for 14 hours, but that's nothing compared to all the time I've gotten back.
Because what makes us better makes you better. Northwestern Medicine. Learn more at nm.org/better.
Hey, Chris Chelios here. It's time to break out the Bandito. El Bandito Yankee Tequila. So smooth, it's criminal. Break out the Bandito, baby.
Well, the 50-50 raffle hosted by the Chicago Blackhawks Foundation will continue to run through the end of the season for all home games. As always, 50% of the net proceeds will go to one lucky fan, and the remainder will support the work of the foundation within local communities. For more information or to enter for our next home game, visit Blackhawks5050raffle.com.
Now Nazar's been tossed off the dot and circled to the right of Soderblom. Tyler Bertuzzi will try his luck against Braden Shen. Shen strong at the dot. He wins this one. Back to the left point. Soucy there with a high slot to Barzell. He turned the puck over. Lardis took it away. Head to Nazar and a breakaway over the Islander line to Bertuzzi. Back to Laurel. Back to Nazar and he shot wide. Lardis on the rebound. Shoots. He scores! Nick Lardis with his second goal of the season against the Islanders. Ties the score at 1. I can't believe with Bertuzzi and Nazar on a 2-on-0 breakaway, one of them didn't hit the net. It didn't happen, but at least Nazar had the presence of mind to go behind the Islander goal and get the puck and give it to Lardis in front for the goal.
Yeah, with that goal, it's time to break out the Bandito. Celebrate every goal this season with El Bandito Yankee Tequila. And, yeah, it was actually Frank Nazar who started that play because it was Barzell who had the puck at the blue line. He stole it from him. And as you mentioned, that pass from Tyler Bertuzzi, I think, on edge, and that's why Nazar couldn't pull the trigger, kind of pushed it wide, but he had the presence of mind to get to the rebound, throw it back out front. And, yeah, Nick Lardis loves playing against these Islanders. His second goal against the New York Islanders this year, 7th on the year for Nick Lardis.
Lardis from Nazar, and I believe Bertuzzi will pick up the second assist. We get a whistle stopping play on an offside at the Hawk blue line.
Yeah, Nick Lardis, of course, scored in his last game against the Nashville Predators, so he has goals now in back-to-back games, the first time he's done that as an NHL player. And, you know, you talked about the fact, I talked to Nick Lardis this morning for an extended period of time, and he talked about his friendship with Callum Ritchie, who plays for the New York Islanders. Mm-hmm. He said they both scored in that game, that last game back in Chicago in December, and both their dads were at the game. They grew up just down the street from each other, so the dads decided to come to the game in Chicago at the United Center, and they both got to see their sons score. Unfortunately, the Blackhawks lost it in a shootout, but he said it was a real nice moment for both families.
I was going to say, neither one of them had the bragging rights after that night, but right now Nick does. We get a whistle on another offside against the Islanders. 6:49 left in the first here on Long Island. 1-1 the score. The Isles have outshot the Blackhawks 9-5 so far in the hockey game.
Yeah, but, you know, just getting back to Nick Lardis, and I love the way he competes out there. This morning I noticed him, you know, going out of his way to help Anton Frondel with defensive zone coverage. There's always questions about team systems and the way they forecheck and check defensively. And Nick Lardis, I know, and I talked to him about it afterwards, and he said, yeah, he had some questions. I just wanted to make sure that, you know, he was on the same page as everyone else. So, you know, that's a guy that Anton Frondel, who's, you know, basically a left winger, as Lardis is. He's helping out a guy who might take his position.
And when you think about it, Steve, Frondel new to the NHL, everything's going to be new to him for probably a couple of months. And that's the kind of support that goes a long way for a new teammate. Back in the day, in the 6-team NHL days, you're kind of on your own to figure everything out. And that was not easy.
No, it's a real brotherhood out there, and they're all in it for the same goal, and that's to win a hockey game, and it's great to see.
Now, Ryan Donato looked like he might have caught the butt end of the goal stick of Riddick and went down in a heap behind the Islander net. He says something to one of the game officials as he heads to the Hawks bench, does Donato. The play continues back in behind the Hawk net. Arvid Soderblom standing to watch the configuration in front of him as Kaiser's got the puck in behind. And Kaiser skates it out to center. Firing it off the left corner boards. This bounces off the side of the Islander net. Riddick pokes it away to the corner. Schaefer tried to clear. Kaiser fires from the left point. That's gobbled up by Riddick, who will hold on. 5:35 left in the first here on Long Island. Hawks 1, Islanders 1. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
After the end of a good fight, you deserve an ice-cold reward. Modelo's the mark of a fighter. You've earned this rich golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste. Because you know, the bigger the fight, the better the reward. You put in the hours, the energy, the tough labor. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Hi, this is Dave Musil, owner of Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. When emergencies happen, who do you call? Broken pipe, power outage, furnace failure, no hot water? The answer is always the same. Call Four Seasons. We guarantee same-day service and installation on all heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs with no extra charge for nights, weekends, or holidays. That's why over 30,000 customers have given us a 5-star Google review.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
Looking for your next great Midwest getaway? Discover the natural beauty of Alameda County in Northeast Iowa. Explore the ancient wonders of Effigy Mounds National Monument. Hike the Yellow River State Forest. Enjoy breathtaking views along the Driftless Area Scenic Byway. Fish more than 77 miles of spring-fed trout streams. Paddle the Upper Iowa River. Or relax with local wine, shopping, and small-town charm along the Mississippi. Discover one of the Midwest's best-kept secrets. Alameda County, Iowa. Learn more at alamedacounty.com.
Middays sound better with me, John Williams, 10-2. Now back to the ice and Blackhawks hockey.
Well, on a piece of Blackhawks history, Blackhawks Authentics is the official retailer for Blackhawks game-used and team-issued gear and equipment. Items available for purchase range from game-used helmets and gloves to pucks, skates, and a lot more. Make sure to check out blackhawks.com/authentics for all the details.
Going to be in Philadelphia in a couple of nights. Hawks get their final look at the Philadelphia Flyers as this 4-game Eastern sojourn continues. Go to Philly, and then the night after that, Madison Square Garden. Hawks take on the New York Rangers for the final time. Then over to New Jersey to take on the New Jersey Devils for that last time. Then back for some home ice play at the United Center. Never gets old coming home, I'll tell you. Back inside the Hawk zone in the near corner. Rinzel pokes the puck up the left wing side, not out of the zone. Held in by Pelech at the right point. He put the puck behind the Hawk net for Lee. Lee had it swatted off his stick there by Rinzel. Horvat recovers along the left boards. Hands it out in front. A shot from Heineman. You heard it ring off the post. Penalty coming up here. And this is going to be a tripping call to the Islanders. Hustling play there by Ryan Green made that happen. And we may get our first look at Anton Frondel on the Hawks Sitco power play.
It's Ryan Green who draws the penalty. And there you heard it, tripping on Pelech. Moments earlier, though, the New York Islanders put one off the post. And the coverage has been a little soft right in front of the Blackhawks zone. The New York Islanders are exposing an area, I'd say 15, 20 feet out from Arvid Soderblom. And they've gotten 3 or 4 good looks from that area. In fact, right now, the attempted shots by the New York Islanders, 20. Attempted shots by the Chicago Blackhawks, 10. The shots are 9-7 in favor of the New York Islanders, but a great opportunity here for the Blackhawks with the man advantage.
It's the Sitco power play. Score savings on every fill-up with Club Sitco. Download the app now to start saving. And the answer is Frondel is going to start on this power play. Hawks control off the draw. Frondel's got the puck beside the right wing circle against the boards. Here's Frondel to Bertuzzi's side of the net. Tried to pass it across the crease. It was intended for Bedard. Ends up at the line. And then a pass by Nazar from the left point to the deep slot for Levshunov. He had trouble holding it in the Islander zone. Offside will be the call.
Now the Blackhawks worked the puck around really well with the man advantage, and they got it down low to Tyler Bertuzzi. I'd like to see him take it to the net there. I mean, he tried to make that pass over to Connor Bedard. I think it'd be better served if he just takes it to the hoop himself. Connor Bedard is there for a rebound. Mayfield did a real good job getting back, as did David Riddick, making sure that pass couldn't be made.
Hawks get control off the draw. Here's Nazar entering the Islander zone. Had it poke checked away right at the line. And the other way comes Holmstrom into the Hawk zone. Jean-Gabriel Pageau at the left point. He decides to flip the puck back to the Islander blue line. Scott Mayfield took it there and drives it high down the right wing glass and in behind the Hawk net into the far corner. Levshunov falls down, but the puck goes in behind the Hawk net. And Bedard's got it there. Keep an eye on Pageau. He leads this Islander team in shorthanded points with 7, 3 goals and 4 assists shorthanded. Nazar gains the Islander zone, hands it on the left wing side. Bertuzzi tried to fire a pass through, picked off by Mayfield. He and Pageau 2-on-1, now 2-on-2 into the Hawk zone. Mayfield fires from the left circle, and that hit Soderblom up high and deflects up into the protective netting. So 56 seconds remain on the Hawk power play. Score is tied at 1 with 4 minutes left in period number 1.
Yeah, the Blackhawks, much like they did against Nashville, having a tough time on the entry. And that was something they'd done a pretty good job of over the last half dozen or so games, but just getting stopped either outside or just inside the blue line, and then good clears by the New York Islanders. In fact, they have the lone 2 shots on this power play. In fact, they have 2 shots shorthanded for the home team.
As I thought, that shot by Mayfield hit Arvid Soderblom in the headgear and deflected out of play. He's okay. Off the draw, Rinzel passing up the right wing. Green to center ice to Teravainen over the Islander line on the right wing side. His good career success against the Islanders. In a minute, if I can, I'll share the numbers. The Islanders end up taking the puck back. Horvat carrying to center ice will dump the puck lazily into the right wing corner Hawk zone. And Rinzel will pick up the puck and carry behind the net. We're down to 28 seconds on the power play. Stretch pass. Rinzel to Teravainen. Over the Islander line at the right point. Slings the puck down to the corner. Schaefer picks it off there, and he'll clear it over everybody and all the way down. Hawks in their last rush on the power play. Rinzel will lead it. Drops the puck at the Hawk line to Vlasic. Takes a couple of strides and fires it down the left side glass into the Islander zone. Ends up in the right wing corner. And now poked out to center ice by Pageau. Louis Crevier's got the puck at the Hawk blue line as the Islanders come to full strength. Then a pass ahead by Vlasic for Ryan Donato at the Islander blue line. This misses and goes down, and icing's going to be called here against the Hawks.
It's a real good kill by the New York Islanders, no shots by the Blackhawks. I had at least 2, possibly 3 shorthanded opportunities for the New York Islanders. So that's a situation, especially at home, where the New York Islanders can maybe gain a little momentum off a really good kill, a really solid kill. And now they've got a face-off deep in the Chicago Blackhawks zone.
You know, the Islanders have been fairly successful this season scoring shorthanded goals against the opposition. They've got 9. As the face-off won by the Hawks, Crevier lifts it over everybody and down. We're going to get another whistle and another icing call against the Hawks.
John, I think it was interesting listening to Patrick Waugh, head coach for the Islanders this morning, talking with us and a group of media members. And he really went out of his way to stress how well the fourth line had been playing, especially in their last game against the Columbus Blue Jackets. McLean, Cizikas, and Gatcomb, maybe guys who don't normally get a lot of press or publicity, but he went out of his way to talk about how important they are and how they really, inspire the rest of the team. And he said it's contagious, the energy that they have.
When you think about it, I mean, the foot soldiers many times can provide the impetus for everybody else because of their hard work. And I think you can definitely see that with this Islander team. Here's Barzell into the Hawk zone on the right wing side. Put the puck down to the corner. Schaefer in to get it. Flips it behind the net to the far corner. Landon Slaggert takes a big hit, but kept the puck to the Hawks. Vlasic escapes. Moves it ahead for Slaggert. Just deflects over to Crevier. Now to Donato, center ice, front of the benches. He'll backhand the puck down behind the Islander net. Riddick plays it there. Passing up the left wing side. Barzell will hand it off to Shen over the Hawk blue line. To Lee along the right boards. Lee put it into the high slot area for Mayfield. This is picked off by Frondell. Back the other way. Passing to Mikheyev over the Islander line with room. Moves in and shoots. He scores! Ilya Mikheyev let it rip low to the stick side and past Riddick. A perfect pass by Anton Frondell, who picks up his first National Hockey League point with the assist. Hawks lead 2-1.
And with that goal, it's time to break out the Bandito. Celebrate every goal this season with El Bandito Yankee Tequila. And yeah, what a sweet pass from the Swedish youngster, Anton Frondell. Brings the puck to the middle, gives it to Ilya Mikheyev, and that's a perfectly placed shot. Just inside the left post. Make that right between the legs of David Riddick, who typically goes down in the butterfly. And Ilya Mikheyev takes advantage of it. And late in this first period, the Blackhawks get the lead, 2-1 the score.
And for Mikheyev, that's number 14 on the season. The assist, of course, the primary assist to Anton Frondell. So 2-1 Hawks as we rejoin the play. This is what I was talking about, Steve, in the pregame. The pressure that might be felt by the Islanders if they get behind the Blackhawks in any way. We'll have to see how they respond here. Here now is Bedard carrying out the Hawks zone through center ice and over the Islander blue line. Bedard along the left wing board, sets up Rinzel, top of the right circle. Down to Lardis along the right side boards. He's got a goal tonight. He's checked off the puck by Pellick of the Isles. And now Heineman carries the center ice. Gave it away to Kaiser of the Hawks. Back into the Islander zone to Bedard. Left circle. Shoots. Kick save made by Riddick. A follow-up shot by Rinzel. Kaiser trickles wide. Levshinoff then shanks his shot from the line. Picked up by Lardis. Back to Levshinoff. Long wrist shot. And down is Riddick with a butterfly save. He'll hold the puck. And a face-off will ensue to the left of the Islander crease.
Well, the Blackhawks taking advantage of some poor puck management from the New York Islanders. A couple of turnovers. And, boy, they almost made them pay there. Connor Bedard with the shot. The follow-up attempt by Wyatt Kaiser, who actually started that rush, jumped up on the play. Rebound came right to him. And, unfortunately, he couldn't handle it. But a really strong 2 or 3 shifts here and a good push by the Blackhawks to close out the first period.
Cizikas wins this draw for the Islanders. Puck cleared away by Soucy, but not out. And along the left wing boards, McLean gave it back to Soucy. He'll poke the puck behind the Islander net. Adam Boquist, former first-round pick of the Hawks, spun it out to the line, kept in by Lardis. To Nazar in the high slot. Back to the right point, Levshinoff. He'll snap it down the boards behind the Islander net, around to the left wing side to Bertuzzi. Send it back in behind Lardis. To Vlasic, left point, firing from there. They score! Tyler Bertuzzi on the doorstep, picking up the loose change and put it in behind Riddick. It's now 3-1 in favor of the Hawks, with 28 seconds left in period number 1. And for Tyler Bertuzzi, that's goal number 29 on the season to tie Connor Bedard for the team goal-scoring lead.
And with that goal, it's time to break out the Bandito. Celebrate every goal this season with El Bandito Yankee Tequila. And, yeah, great job by this second line of the Blackhawks. Nazar, Lardis, and Bertuzzi, and Bert just doing what he does so well, heading to the blue paint, make sure he's not checked, that he can use his stick, and he swings off his check, picks up the rebound. I would think Patrick Waugh might make a goaltender change. He won't do it here, but he'll wait between periods, and wouldn't be surprised one bit if Ilya Sorokin comes in to finish up the play.
Nor would I. And the Islanders shut out their last opponent, the Columbus Blue Jackets, and that's not an easy thing to do. But the Hawks have scored 3 here in the first period. Here's Schaefer with a drive from inside the Hawk line. Stopped by Soderblom. A scramble next to the crease, and Soderblom plops on the puck with the glove and holds it. We're down to 6 seconds left in the period. It's the Hawks 3 and the Islanders 1. The Hawks have scored 3 or fewer goals in the last 10 games. Steve, I would say that they're in position right now to blow past that point for sure.
Absolutely. And goal scoring has been an issue over the last 10 or so games. And that last stop was by Arvid Soderblom was really big. You know, there's 6 seconds left. There's traffic coming. I thought he was interfered with by Palat, but he makes a big stop. More importantly, he covers the rebound, and the draw now off to his right.
Pajot against Ryan Green. Pajot 59, almost 60% on draws. Kicks this one to Pelech, who fires from the top of the left circle, blocked in front. Kaiser moves it to the near boards to Donato, and that's how the period ends. So for Anton Frundell in his National Hockey League and Chicago Blackhawks debut, he provides his first NHL point. It's an assist on the Ilya Mikheyev goal, number 14 on his season at 18:06 of period number 1. It was one of 3 Blackhawk goals so far in this first 20 minutes. Blackhawks outshot by the Islanders 13-12, but have a 2-goal lead going into the dressing room.
Yeah, much better second half of that period by the Chicago Blackhawks. And really, they took advantage of some poor puck work by the New York Islanders, some turnovers inside their own blue line. In fact, on their side of the red line, basically, and Chicago really taking advantage of it. David Riddick doesn't look real steady. It remains to be seen whether Patrick Waugh decides to pull him in favor of the other guy, their number 1 guy, Ilya Sorokin, maybe the best goaltender in the entire NHL. But that's something that the coaching staff will have to decide. But I think for the Blackhawks coaching staff, pretty happy. A slow start, but 3 quick goals, and it seems to have energized this young Chicago team.
Think of the tough position Patrick Waugh's in right now, okay? He sees his backup goaltender who they're going to rely on. They're going to rely on if they do get to the playoffs. I mean, he's going to have to do something for them. If he pulls Riddick right now, this late in the season, and puts Sorokin on there, what does that do to Riddick's confidence? Maybe he's a little bit fragile. I mean, you know what you got in Sorokin. You just said it. But if you don't have a backup goaltender that can come on with some confidence in a tough spot like the playoffs, what do you have?
Yeah, but one thing that did happen, Ilya Sorokin was pulled not too long ago against the Montreal Canadiens, a game they lost 7-3. He was pulled in that game. Dave Riddick went in, made 4 saves. But he went back to Sorokin the next night. Sorokin got the shutout against the Columbus Blue Jackets. So nobody knows goaltenders like Patrick Waugh because he was one himself. I don't think he's worried about feelings at this point of the season. He needs to win hockey games.
All right, well, the Hawks are leading 3-1 here after 1 period on Long Island. And Charlie Romeliotis is standing by in Blackhawk Central. He's going to have a full intermission report for you good folks, and then we're back here to New York for second period action. Going the Hawks' way so far, 3-1 after 1. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
Marquette Bank has been helping neighborhoods thrive in Chicago for 80 years. 80 years is a long time. When you bank with Marquette Bank, you matter. After 80 years, we've learned that helping people like you make smarter financial decisions helps our neighborhoods grow and thrive. When you bank with Marquette Bank, good things happen for you and your neighborhood. Marquette Bank. Love where you bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 462926.
Hey, Jeremy Roenick here. I played in an era that was tough, gritty, old school. But I got major respect for the next generation of hockey. The speed, the skill, the precision. That's what I see in Flight by Yuengling. It's brewed by the oldest brewery in America, but built for today. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, clean, crisp, real beer flavor without the heaviness. This is the light beer that keeps up with the modern game. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA.
When injuries slow you down, you need a team that knows how to get you back in the game. At Illinois Bone and Joint Institute, their highly trained professionals work together to deliver empathetic, timely, and efficient patient care. so you can move better, live better. And if an injury happens after hours, they've got you covered with IBJI Ortho Access beyond their regular clinic hours. Illinois Bone and Joint Institute. Learn more at IBJI.com. That's IBJI.com.
Are you tired of looking at your old, cracked, dirty, and stained garage floor? You need a clean, gleaming, stain-resistant garage floor. Bob Surratt, why don't you call my friends at Encore Concrete Coatings? They are definitely the most reliable, professional, highest-rated concrete floor coating company out there. Encore Concrete Coatings will give you a new, refreshed, decorative showroom garage floor in just one day. One that's both durable and affordable. They'll even move your stuff in and out of the garage. Check out the pictures of their work at myonedayfloor.com. Schedule a free, no-pressure estimate. Call 847-594-0034. They service Illinois, also Indiana and Wisconsin. And you'll get a lifetime transferable warranty. Mention WGN and you'll get 20% off. 847-594-0034. They do basements, pool decks, patios, and commercial floors, too. Go to myonedayfloor.com now. Floor a mess? Call the best. Encore Concrete Coatings. Tell them Bob sent you.
The professionals at Plumbers 911 Chicago are ready to answer your call. They'll get your plumbing job done right the first time. Their phones are open 24/7. 1-833-PLUM-911.
Time for a break. It's intermission time.
That's a wrap.
Here's Charlie Remiliotis with your intermission update.
20 minutes is in the books over at UBS Arena in New York. And the Blackhawks hold a 3-1 lead against the New York Islanders, who scored the first goal of this game, but the Hawks end up getting the next three to finish out that first period. What a second half to that opening frame for the Blackhawks. Time now to check out the odds according to Circa Sports Illinois. We mentioned the New York Islanders scored the first goal. It came 49 seconds into the contest, and a goal to be scored in the first 5 minutes of the game was set at plus 200. So if you have that, you cashed in. Circa Sports Illinois, every time the Blackhawks win this season, someone will win a 2-night stay at Circa Resort and Casino, and another 100 people will get an $100 credit on the Circa app. See the Blackhawks contest page for details. A loaded NHL slate tonight. 30 of the 32 NHL teams are playing. So let's get to some of the scores. We start in Boston, where the Bruins are hosting the Maple Leafs tonight. Boston is currently up 1-0 on Toronto in the first intermission. Elias Lindholm is the lone goal scorer in that one, his 14th of the season. The Carolina Hurricanes are in Montreal tonight to take on the Canadiens. It's a 2-1 score in favor of Carolina. Shots on goal, 16-4. That game is currently in the first intermission. A huge game between the Detroit Red Wings and Ottawa Senators happening in Detroit tonight. The Senators are currently up 2-1 in the first intermission. It's a massive game in the standings because both teams are sitting outside of a playoff picture, and they're both battling for a similar wild card spot / division spot within the Atlantic. The Red Wings, by the way, are 3-0 in the season series against the Ottawa Senators. A couple injury notes on this game. Ottawa Senators defenseman Thomas Chabot is going to be out, quote, a while, according to head coach Travis Green. He injured his right arm yesterday in the game, and so it sounds like they're not going to be without him for a little bit. And then Jake Sanderson is also out of the lineup, but he could return to the lineup for the Ottawa Senators later this week. Chabot and Sanderson are their top two defensemen, so this is a massive blow for Ottawa. Hopefully Sanderson is back soon. And then for Detroit, Dylan Larkin, their captain, has missed the last 7 games with a lower body injury. He was ruled a game time decision in this game coming in, but he has returned to the lineup. So good to see Larkin back for the Red Wings as they have a playoff pursuit in the final weeks of the season. Also in the first intermission, the Kraken and Panthers are knotted up at 0-0. We got no score there. Congratulations to Florida Panthers head coach Paul Maurice, who's coaching in his 2000th career NHL game. He's only the second coach in NHL history to hit that mark. Only Scotty Bowman has done that, is ahead of him. And I believe he's 141 games away from that. So theoretically, Paul Maurice can catch him if he plays or if he coaches a couple more seasons. The Philadelphia Flyers, who are hosting the Blackhawks on Thursday, are hosting the Columbus Blue Jackets right now. Philly's up 1-0. That game is also in the first intermission. And then the Colorado Avalanche are in Pittsburgh to take on the Penguins. Colorado stormed out to a 4-1 lead in that first period. Nathan McKinnon found the back of the net for his 46th of the season. Marty Necas has also found the back of the net for the Colorado Avalanche, so they're off to a roaring start. No Evgeny Malkin for the Penguins in this game. He's out with an upper body injury and has been ruled day to day. The Minnesota Wild are up 1-0 on the Tampa Bay Lightning. That game just went underway about 10 or so minutes ago. Matt Zuccarello scored on the power play just 2.5 minutes into the contest. Good news for the Minnesota Wild. Kirill Kaprizov and Joel Eriksson Ek are back in the lineup after they missed the last few games with an injury. And then some other games that are happening later tonight. The St. Louis Blues are hosting the Washington Capitals. That's a 7:00 puck drop. The Nashville Predators are hosting the San Jose Sharks. The Dallas Stars are hosting the New Jersey Devils. The Vegas Golden Knights are in Winnipeg to take on the Jets. The LA Kings are in Calgary to take on the Flames. The Utah Mammoth are hosting the Edmonton Oilers tonight, and the Vancouver Canucks are hosting the Anaheim Ducks. That's the late game tonight, a 9:00 puck drop. Elsewhere in sports, center fielder Pete Crow Armstrong and the Chicago Cubs are in an agreement on a 6-year, $115 million contract extension. Sources told ESPN's Jeff Passan. The deal starts in 2027 and does not include a club option, allowing PCA to hit free agency before his age 31 season. So congratulations to PCA on a long-term extension with the Cubs. Meanwhile, over in New York, the Blackhawks hold a 3-1 lead on the Islanders to kick off this 4-game road trip. We'll take a quick break and break down that first period next. You're listening to Blackhawks Hockey on 720 WGN.
WGN Chicago is your radio home for the Hawks, the Cats, March Madness, and the Indy 500 on air and on smart devices worldwide.
When you're betting and find yourself constantly thinking about gambling and you're losing more money than you have, are you really winning? If you're spending too much time with the slots or you can't stop betting on sports and you find yourself feeling overwhelmed, maybe lying, and probably losing more money than you can afford to lose, you're not alone and you can get help. It's available 24/7 and it's confidential. When your betting has gotten out of hand, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.areyoureallywinning.com. Sponsored by the Illinois Department of Human Services.
Hey hockey fans, it's Charlie Romeliotis. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing. TimberTech is the #1 premium composite decking brand, and it's tough enough to handle anything. It looks just like real wood, but without the costly maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, warp, splinter, or peel ever, and it's backed by industry-leading warranties, so your deck will last season after season. Connect with a local contractor or visit free samples at timbertech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
Get ready for a night of huge laughs when comedy legend Howie Mandel comes to the Genesee Theater Saturday, April 4th. From Deal or No Deal to America's Got Talent, Howie brings his signature wit, energy, and unpredictable crowd work to the stage. Kicking off the night is AGT favorite and viral comedy star Preacher Lawson, whose high-octane humor has earned him millions of followers. Don't miss this unforgettable night of comedy. Tickets available at the Genesee Theater box office or Ticketmaster.com. Hey Blackhawks fans, here's a club you'll want to get into. Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app now and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up.
First intermission over in New York. The Blackhawks carry a 3-1 lead on the Islanders going into the second period. And what a kind of a Jekyll and Hyde first period for the Blackhawks. Felt like the Islanders really controlled play in the first half of that opening frame. They struck early too. Anders Lee scoring 49 seconds into the contest after deflecting a Matthew Schaefer shot in. And then the Blackhawks really tilted the ice in their favor. Nick Lardis found the back of the net, his 7th of the season. Ilya Mikheyev scored his 14th goal of the year. And then Tyler Bertuzzi scored his 29th with 28.7 seconds left. Bertuzzi now is tied with Connor Bedard for the team lead with 29 goals. And he's also 1 goal away from matching his career high. So how about that? Thought the second period, by the way, with Lardis, Nazar, and Bertuzzi was really noticeable in that first period for the Blackhawks. But how about Anton Frondell making his NHL debut in this game, picks up an assist on the Ilya Mikheyev goal, a primary assist, might I add, as well. So first NHL first NHL point in his first NHL game. Congratulations to him. I also got to shout out Connor Bedard. I don't know if anyone caught this, but Bedard was getting ready to line up the opening faceoff against Bo Horvat. Then he steps aside and ends up skating up to Anton Frundell and taps him on the shin pad and says, "You go take it, kid." First NHL game. I know Bo Horvat won that faceoff, but that's got to be a memorable moment for Anton Frundell making his NHL debut, skating on a line with Connor Bedard. We did see our first look of Frundell on the Blackhawks power play, and the Hawks didn't generate a single shot attempt on that first power play that they had in this game. They really struggled in the entries on that one specifically, and then the second unit came on with like 50 or so seconds left and finished things off. So hopefully we get a couple more opportunities to see the Blackhawks power play and with Frundell on it on that right face-off circle to tee up that one-timer. So we'll see if the Hawks get any more opportunities in this game to cash in on the power play. Hawks are up 3-1 on the New York Islanders through one period of play. We got second period action coming up next. You're listening to Blackhawks Hockey on 720 WGN.
The tournament is underway, and the stakes keep getting higher with every game. Take the excitement to another level with Circa Sports Illinois. The Circa Sports app makes it easy to fund your account, place a wager, and stay in the game wherever you are. Fast deposits, quick payouts, and nonstop tournament excitement from the opening round to the final buzzer. Download the Circa app today. Circa Sports Illinois. Sports betting the way it should be. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
When you're ready to ask the most important question, let the ring do the talking. At Rogers & Holland's Family Jewelers, they specialize in engagement rings that say everything you feel. From classic solitaires to the latest trends in custom design services. Experience the famous Rogers & Holland's difference. Stop by one of their many stores or shop online at fornowandforever.com.
Rogers and Holland, for now and forever.
No! It's just a golf lesson, champ. Loosen up. I can't. See that Hyundai Santa Fe? Yeah. I only paid. Finish up on your own. I gotta run.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Right now, for a limited time, lease the Hyundai Tucson for $229 a month. Or get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days. Offers end March 31st. Call 224-661-0068 for details.
You love pizza. Who doesn't? Now you can make your own 5-star pizzeria quality pizza right at home. Chicago Brick Oven's premium wood-fired and hybrid pizza ovens provide more than just a meal. It's an experience. Chicago Brick Oven's authentic high-heat cooking makes blistered, perfect crust pizza every single time. Made in America, designed for backyard kitchens, patios, and outdoor living spaces. Call 866-489-1690. Throughout March, mention WGN to claim your special offer or visit ChicagoBrickOven.com.
Hire Lindemann for your annual fireplace inspection. Take advantage of a complete inspection for just $72. Visit WGNFireplace.com today. WGNFireplace.com.
Up next, the second period. Here's Charlie Roumeliotis with your recap.
Blackhawks and Islanders are on the ice for the start of the second period over at UBS Arena. The Blackhawks scored 3 times in that opening frame, one of which was by Ilya Mikheyev for his 14th of the season.
Barzal will hand it off to Shen over the Hawk blue line to Lee along the right board. Lee put it into the high slot area for Mayfield. This is picked off by Frundell. Back the other way. Passing to Mikheyev over the Islander line with room. Moves in and shoots. He scored! Ilya Mikheyev let it rip low to the stick side and past Riddick. A perfect pass by Anton Frundell, who picks up his first National Hockey League point with the assist. Hawks lead 2-1.
First point for Anton Frundell is a primary assist. I saw on the Blackhawks social media account earlier that says this ties a team record for 11th youngest player to record a point in franchise history. Congratulations to Anton Frundell, and here's to many, many more in a Blackhawks sweater. What's on Deck is sponsored by TimberTech Decking and Railing, #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at timbertech.com as we go back over to John and Steve, who will hopefully be calling many more Anton Frundell points in his NHL career.
I'm right there with you, Charlie. But we have a development here, a developing situation. Ilya Sorokin has now taken the net for the New York Islanders, looking to stop the bleeding. Sorokin
4-1-1 in his career against the Blackhawks. And Steve was talking about this before we left for the break, for the intermission break, about how Sorokin had been pulled by Patrick Waugh in exchange for Riddick a few games ago. Well, now he's back in there, and he played in the last Islander game here on home ice. And Patrick Waugh, no doubt, is showing him the kind of trust that he really hasn't shown Riddick, I guess, in a way, pulling Riddick out of this game, not letting him complete it. So we'll see how it goes from here on out. And maybe that's not fair to say, Steve, but that's kind of like my take on it.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not about feelings anymore. It's about winning hockey games. And Riddick, didn't have it. I don't think the team played very well in front of him, but he certainly didn't make any big stops. And as a result, Sorokin in. And this guy does make some big stops. He has 7 shutouts this year.
We're underway here in the Hawk zone. Leshunov takes a big hit, clears the puck to the line no further. And then Leshunov tracks it down in the far corner in front of Heineman. Sent the puck behind the Hawk net up the near side to Vlasic. He'll lift it down into the Islander zone. Susi sweeps it ahead to center ice. Here's Holmstrom over the Hawk line, down the left wing side. Put it out in front of the net. Look out. It's shot toward the net there by Horvat, but it ends up deflecting in behind. Frondell wedges the puck free. Here's Frondell in the far corner. Hit by Horvat, but pokes the puck behind the Hawk net to Levshunov, who made a pass up the right wing. Nazar did well to reach around Susi and poke check that puck down into the Islander zone. Mayfield took it back. Passing ahead to Pajot. He's over the Hawk line along the right side boards. Stepping there, he'll whip it down behind the net. Around it goes into the near corner. Levshunov sent it back in behind. The Islanders get it. It's centered out in front, and now it ends up in the glove of Arvid Soderblom. Andre Palat looking to make a quick centering pass. The Hawks were fortunate there that Soderblom ended up with the puck for the whistle.
Yeah, good skate there by Alex Vlasic, who's so good at blocking passes, whether it's with his stick or with his skates. And remember, tonight's Coaches Challenges are sponsored by Northwestern Medicine, with 8 specialties ranked among the top 10 in the nation by U.S. News and World Report. The teams at Northwestern Medicine offer second opinions for the toughest conditions.
Now, one of the guys that was affected by Frondell's inclusion in the lineup was Andre Burakovsky, who goes from that line with Bedard and Green down onto a line. And right now that's with Mikheyev and Donato. So his minutes are going to be curtailed a little bit. And maybe a little bit of a message there, maybe not. But I know Burakovsky has struggled really for the past bunch of games. And the Hawks are looking to see him get back onto the score sheet. Maybe some fourth-line minutes will help him. Inside the Hawk zone in the near corner, Barzell passing to the left point. Schaefer moves it right point. Boquist, long shot from there. Butterfly save made by Soderblom. Puck poked up the boards now to Donato. He'll fish it out to center ice. Barzell back to get it. Passing across the rink, Schaefer racing down the left wing of the Hawk zone. Swings it in front. It's off the stick of Shen. Moves puck to the far board. Shen and Donato battle. Shen wins the puck. Put it into the high slot. Schaefer to Boquist, top of the left circle. Now to the half board to Barzell. To Schaefer left point again to Boquist left circle. Little hand up to Schaefer coming by. Moving it to the net with a shot. And this is stopped by Soderblom as he had company in his crease from Matthew Barzell. That very easily could have deflected in behind him there.
Yeah, a couple of Matthews. Matthew Schaefer starts it by jumping in from the point. He's so good at doing that. Matthew Barzell parked out in front, as we had mentioned, the leading goal scorer on this hockey team. And whenever 48 is on the ice, boy, he's just always a threat. He's always moving. He's a great skater and really good at picking his spots about when to attack and when to hold back. And it was a great opportunity right in front of the Blackhawks net.
Well, the face-off is in the circle to Soderblom's left. And Nazar's been tossed off the dot. This is going to be Tyler Bertuzzi facing off with Jean-Gabriel Pajot. Bertuzzi wins this draw. Crevier in the far corner. Swings it behind the net. Palat was held up with a bit of a hook there. No penalty called. At the left point, Pellick moves it over to the right point. Carson Soucy firing from there. That goes wide. And now Ethan Del Mastro in the far corner, Hawk zone. Passing over to Louis Crevier between the circles. He'll pass up ice to Bertuzzi at center ice. He had trouble with that pass and now regains the puck in front of the penalty boxes, and he'll fling it down the right sideboards and in behind the Islander net. Sorokin out to play it off that same glass, and it ends up at center ice. Simon Holmstrom to Pierre Pajot. Shot it to the Hawk blue line, picked off now by Bertuzzi. Got it to head into the Islander zone intended for Slaggert, but this deflects away. And now Nazar recollects the puck along the left wing boards. And it poke checked away by Soucy down to the end boards. Jean-Gabriel Pajot took it back. Passing on the left wing at center ice. Adam Pellick They'll flip it down into the Hawk zone. Kaiser collects behind the net. Kaiser passing up the right wing side. Teravainen at center ice deflects it over. Now Kaiser's got it back into the Islander zone. To Teravainen down the right wing side, firing a shot that sails over the net well wide. Kaiser with a good play to take the puck back to the left point. Whips it down in behind the Islander net. Boquist there to stab it around to the near side. Levshunov pinching from the right point to the corner. Checked off the puck, but put it in behind the net. And Boquist will carry it out. Boquist passing at center ice. He got it ahead now to Mark Gatcomb, who dumps the puck to the inboards in the Hawk zone. Casey Cizikas trying to get to the puck, could not. Loose puck in the corner. Levshunov sends it free up the right wing side. And Teravainen will dish to center ice to Anton Frundell. In his NHL debut, he lifts the puck into the right wing corner Islander zone and then takes a big hit from Pelech, but bounces off the check, put the puck behind the net over to Bedard, who tried to center it, and this deflects away to center ice, and the Hawks will regroup. Crevier, front of the penalty boxes, passing it ahead for Frundell. He had it whacked off his stick by Pelech to center ice. Now Frundell's got it back at the Islander blue line on the right wing side, and he'll backhand the puck down in behind the net. Schaefer now the near corner to Emil Heineman to center ice. Back to Schaefer over the Hawk line, top of the left circle, guns it in on goal. Butterfly save made by Soderblom. Loose puck to the left side boards. Anders Lee to Schaefer in the slot, shoots. Butterfly save again made by Soderblom. An alley battle along the near boards. The puck comes free. And Vlasic will stick it ahead up the right side. Here's Bedard into the Islander zone right point. Turns one way, then the other. Had the puck pulled off his stick by Lee, who clears to center ice. Horvat hustling into the Hawk zone. Drop pass now to Barzell. The Horvat back in the net. Put it in front for Barzell. And a point-blank shot turned out of there by Soderblom with a butterfly save. And Ilya Mikheyev will race out to center with the puck. Put it down the right boards into the Islander zone. He got past Susi. Flips it in behind the net to the left wing corner. Donato and Braden Shen arrive at the same time. Shen works it free to Mayfield, who lost it off a poke check from Donato. Behind the net, fed it up the slot. There's Renzel to send it down toward the net. Deflected on goal by Mikheyev and turned out of there.
Good job by Renzel there. He spotted Mikheyev wide open. A hard shot past the redirection, and Sorokin forced to make a stop.
Donato back into the Islander zone along the left wing boards. Steamrolled off the puck there by Braden Shen. Barzell will take it. Move it across the rink on the left wing to Mayfield, a St. Louis area native. He flips the puck into the Hawk zone. Kaiser took it back, snaps it ahead into the Islander zone, and the linesman on the near side is going to rule no icing, claiming it hit a stick on the way through. Back in the Islander zone, Lardis took it away to Nazar. Shoots, he scores! Frank Nazar from the high slot area just one times this past Ilya Sorokin. It's 4-1 in favor of the Hawks with 13:58 left in period number 2.
And with that goal, it's time to break out the Bandito. Celebrate every goal this season with El Bandito, Yankee Tequila. And boy, the New York Islanders bench is up in arms. I don't think anyone touched that puck. It should have been an icing call. Instead, great job by Nick Lardis, who's going to pick up his 3rd point of this hockey game. He jumps on a loose puck. He gets it to the front of the net. Frank Nazar is there in the slot. He scores the goal. 4-1 the score. Blackhawks up by 3. And the New York Islander bench still livid with that non-call.
Mm-hmm. So the goal at 6:02 of period number 2. Nazar from Lardis, who, as Steve told you, a 3-point night, a goal and 2 assists. That's a career high for him. And the Hawks now with a comfortable 3-goal lead. We'll have to see how they play things out because there's a lot of time left on that clock. They can't sit on this lead. They got to continue to attack, in my opinion.
No, but the good news is over the last 10 games, the New York Islanders have not scored 4 goals. Well, they have. They've scored 4 goals one time in the last 10 games. But other than that, typically 2 or 3. So this is the kind of team you don't want to certainly take your foot off the gas. You want to keep playing in their zone.
Now Levshunov with a pass up ice, deflects off the boards in front of the Hawks bench. Islanders get it back in their end and clear their end. Gatcomb flipping the puck across the line into the Hawk end. Lafferty now dropping it back into the Hawk zone to Levshunov along the right side boards. Over to Del Mastro, then a pass ahead Lafferty. He's over the Islander line down the right wing. Put it in behind the net. Sent it around now at the left point. Kaiser. He'll slap it back in behind the Islander net into the near corner. Adam Pelech there will wave the puck down ice into the Hawk zone, and Sam Renzel quickly clears to center ice. And Kyle McLean now will just slap it back into the Hawk zone on a delayed offside against the Isles. Hawks get possession at center ice. Lafferty to Teuvo Teravainen. across the Islander line at the right point. Put it down the boards for Lafferty. He'll flip it in behind the Islander net. Susie there for New York. Passing it at the center ice. Barzal got ahead of the pass, picked off by Teravainen. Breaking back through center over the Islander line. Right wing sets up Frondell. Left circle. He shoots, and a kick save made by Sorokin.
What a great save that was. An excellent shot from Frondell. And the kick save, the toe save, the left pad save by Sorokin.
Now for Frondell and Schaefer battle in the near corner Hawk zone. Frondell wins this battle. Pokes the puck up the right wing side. Bedard into the Islander zone. Firing from the right circle. And a blocker save made by Sorokin. Puck cleared out the center ice there and unintentionally by Bedard. He tried to pass it back to the left point, but nobody was there. Here's Green through center ice and across the Islander blue line to Bedard, cutting through the slot. Shoots! Butterfly save made by Sorokin. Barzal will pick up the puck, move up the right wing to center ice in front of his bench, and then just drop it into the right corner in the Hawk zone, get off on a chain. Chen steps into Vlasic behind the Hawk net, but Vlasic put the puck around to Bedard. He'll clear it ahead. This goes all the way down, and they're going to wave the icing again. And now Adam Pelech firing the puck off of one of the game referees in the far corner. He didn't mean to do it, but it now bounces to center, and the Hawks are back into the Islander zone, led by Burakovsky. From the left point, he'll spin it down behind the net to Mikheyev, who works the puck around to the right point. Crevier, he spins it back in behind. Mayfield then turned the puck over in the right wing corner to Donato, who put it in behind the Islander net. Mikheyev goes down. Another penalty is going to be called here to the Islanders. A hooking call, and the Hawks are going to go to the Sitco power play. This is going to go against Adam Pelech. You can tell the whole crowd is incensed, as is the Islander bench. Hawks have a chance to add to their lead when we return. 4-1 the Hawks lead with 11 minutes left in period number 2. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
The Salvation Army knows that tough times don't discriminate. Too many of our fellow fans across Chicago are struggling to make ends meet. We're seeing more people than ever walk through the doors asking for help. People from communities the Salvation Army has served for decades. That's why the Salvation Army assists those in need all year long, not just during the holiday season. The goal is simple: make sure our neighbors are cared for every day. Go to salarmychicago.org and make a difference now.
Cold weather and hockey season go together hand in hand, but your home isn't a hockey rink, and you want it to be the perfect temperature no matter the season. With Mitsubishi electric heating and air conditioning mini split systems, you get the ultimate comfort and efficiency every time, even in those difficult to heat places in your home. Their units are designed to deliver consistent comfort where you need it most. Check out Mitsubishi electric heating and cooling mini split systems today at getacomfyhome.com.
You don't need a vacation home. You need a better backyard. Imagine stepping outside to a custom stone patio, soft landscape lighting, a fire pit that turns any night into an event. That's what a Garden Guy Landscaping creates. Outdoor spaces that feel like an escape at home. From patios and pavers to outdoor kitchens and lighting design, they handle everything from concept to completion. This isn't landscaping, it's lifestyle design. For your free estimate, call 224-676-0222 or visit GardenGuyLandscaping.com.
It's Tom Skilling. Back to Blackhawks hockey right here on WGN Radio. Here are the boys.
Well, don't miss a moment of Blackhawks hockey while the team is on the road this week. Be the first to know about breaking news, exclusive ticket offers, and exciting retail drops, all delivered straight to your phone. Sign up today for Blackhawks text alerts by texting BHawks to 242-957.
Always a wonderful moment when the greatest weatherman in the history of TV brings us back onto the airwaves. Eh, Stevie?
Yeah, Tom Skilling.
Tom Skilling.
None better.
None better is right. Great guy, too. Really a good guy to talk to. Kind man, and what a professional weatherman he was. We're so fortunate. In behind the Hawk net now, as the Hawks are on their second Sitco power play. Here they come on the attack. Bertuzzi at the Islander line on the left wing. Spins it down to Frondell back in the net. He's sandwiched by two Islander players, but put the puck into the right wing corner. Bedard whips it back to the point, picked off by Horvat. Remember, the Islanders have scored 9 shorthanded goals. Horvat turns the puck over at the Hawk blue line to a poke check. Bedard back into the Islander end left point. To Frondell, caught the pass in his skates, moves it to the left wing boards for Bedard. But Mayfield steps in front of Bedard and with one hand on the stick, pokes it down ice into the Hawk end. 1:12 on the power play. Artyom Levshinov carrying to center. Whips it down the right side glass, down behind the Islander net. Caught in the far corner by Jean-Gabriel Pajot. Clears it up the middle of the ice. Picked off by Levshinoff from the glove. Drops it to his stick and fires wide. Here's Bertuzzi in the left wing corner. Leaving the puck there for Nazar. Nazar put it out to the line. Levshinoff to Bedard. Top of the right wing circle. He jams it through the crease. It goes through to Nazar along the left boards. Levshinoff high slot over to Frondell, right circle. Pumps a one-timer toward the net. Blocked by Soucy, who then takes the puck and clears it up the left side and down.
Well, it's the right idea. That's what you want. Set up Anton Frondell where he's in his one-time position. Unfortunately, great block by the defenseman. That was Carson Soucy parked out front. Took that one for his team, and danger averted.
Soucy blocks a lot of shots. Yes, now the puck turned over at the Hawk line. Here's Pajot back the other way over the Hawk line. Down the left wing. Shoots off the iron. That's too close that the Islanders have hit here tonight. Schaefer grabs the loose puck in the Hawk zone along the far boards and clears it back into the Islander end.
Would have been one of those shorthanded goals, John, that you just talked about.
Yep. There's Holmstrom into the Hawk zone. Got it to Braden Shen at the Hawk blue line. He'll carry it back to center ice. The Islanders have come back to full strength. So Hawks 0 for 2 on the Citgo power play. In behind the Hawk net, Soderblom gives the puck now to Renzel on the right wing side. Head to Green at center ice to Donato, Islander line left wing. He'll spin it down behind the net up the near side. Teravainen hooks it back in behind. Mayfield took it away. Clears to the line. Nice keep in by Renzel at the right point. Spins the puck over to the left point. This play would have been offside. Mayfield took the puck instead for the Islanders. To Barzell between the circles. Passing up the left wing. Callum Ritchie center ice. Over to Mayfield, front of the benches, and he'll dump it down the boards behind the Hawk net. Soderblom nearly became entangled back there with Barzell, but kept the puck away. And now Donato will clear the Hawk zone. Donato to center ice. Dumping the puck to the left wing corner. Islander in. Batted away by Pelech, not out. McKay from the slot gives it a Crevier right circle, and he fires a wrist shot, goes through the crease and wide. Burakovsky left point. Put the puck down to Donato. He is pressured along the far boards. That by Ritchie. The puck comes out to center ice. Hawks have to regroup. Donato fighting through a check into the Islander zone. Had the puck, lost it. Schaefer will move it around to the right wing side. Then Heineman turned it over at the Hawk blue line. Donato had the puck in front of the benches with check. Anders Lee back into the Hawk zone. Down the right wing. Carrying behind the net. He tried to put it out in front. Hooked toward the net by Heineman. Taken out of there by the Hawks' Wyatt Kaiser. And now in the near corner, Mikheyev. Crevier back in the net. The Kaiser along the left boards. Rink wide pass for Donato. He's got it. Pushes the puck into the Islander end. But the Islanders get the puck back. Schaefer the other way. Through center. Over the Hawk blue line. Feather right circle. And a shot from Boquist is stopped by Soderblom, who plops on it with the glove and holds it there. Whistle stopping play. The boys do some pushing and shoving here after the whistle. And the linesman will have to jump in between. 7:02 left in the second here on Long Island. It's the Hawks 4, the Islanders 1. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
Hey, I'm John Williams, and I'll see you weekdays 10 to 2 on WGN Radio. Time to take a break now.
Right now at Bob Josh Chevrolet in Elburn, everyone qualifies for supplier pricing on Silverado Light Duty. No special connections, no fine print, just straight up savings on America's most trusted truck. You'll get supplier pricing plus bonus cash, loyalty offers, even Costco incentives. If you've been waiting for the right time to buy a truck, this is it. Shop now to save with supplier pricing for everyone. Available this month only at Bob Josh Chevrolet, Route 47 in Elburn, next to Reams Meat Market. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Hey, hockey fans, it's Chris Chelios. What are you sipping tonight? El Bandito Yankee is a new ultra-premium tequila that is 100% pure and natural with no additives. Just 100% blue agave. El Bandito Yankee Tequila is the most flavorful blue Weber agave in the world. Now available at Benny's, Mariano's, Jewel, and Woodman's. Go to elbanditoyankee.com to learn more about what makes us so damn good.
True North Store's beverage clubs just got bigger. Buy 6 Celsius, Pure Leaf Tea, Starbucks Energy, or Pepsi 1 liter flavors and get the 7th free. Whether you're craving an energy boost or just something to quench your thirst, they've got the drink for you. As a True Rewards member, sip and save with their clubs when you buy 6 and get the 7th free. Download now from your favorite app store for more details. True North Convenience Stores and True Rewards. Fast, friendly, and clean.
Jiffy Lube's quick, quality 15-minute oil change service means your car will be ready before you know it. You'll find yourself saying, already ready? With Jiffy Lube, you'll be in and out in a jiffy.
Well, Who's Hot, Who's Cold is sponsored by Plumbers 911 Chicago, where they do it right the first time. And who's hot? Well, how about the teenager, Anton Frondel? His first NHL game. He picked up his first NHL point and assist in the first period. He also had a hit. He had 20 games in 43 professional league games for Djurgården in the Swedish Elite League. He's one of 4 all-time players, 18 or younger, to score 20 or more goals, joining a list headed by Thomas Sandstrom, Marcus Naslund, and Daniel Sedin. Pretty good company, John, for a youngster to be doing what Anton Frondel did this past year.
I know it's early, Steve. It's only his first NHL game, but is there any part of you that believes he could be compared in any way to Mats Sundin? I mean, he's big like Mats. Mats is a right-handed shot and a real force to be reckoned with, but I don't know. Is that a stretch?
I don't think so. He's got to grow a little more. I want to say Sundin was maybe 6'3", 6'4".
He was. Yeah.
But he could still grow, and he's going to get stronger. We know that.
That Sundin was an absolute moose. And great skill. Great skill. Hawks on the attack. That's center ice. Donato on the left wing side from the benches. Shot it across the rink for Nazar. He got to the puck behind the net, fed it up the slot, picked off by Palat, and he'll clear to the Hawk blue line. Vlasic to Nazar, front of the Hawks bench, driving it down the left wing boards in behind the Islander net. Holquist put it away up the near side. Lardis picks it off. Lardis from the right circle tried to center. This is taken away by Pajot. Ahead to the racing Barzell down the right wing into the Hawk zone, and Vlasic reaching around him at the last second. Lifts Barzell's stick off the puck. Barzell got it back in front and shoots, and a butterfly save made by Arvid Soderblom. He'll hold on to the puck, and a whistle stops play. We're down to 5:59 left in the second. 4-1 in favor of the Hawks here on Long Island. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
What do the Blackhawks and United Airlines have in common? The next generation has arrived, and the future looks bright. New planes are joining the United Airlines fleet every week, decked out with Bluetooth connectivity, screens and power at every seat, and bigger overhead bins to fit everyone's carry-on. Book your next trip on the United app or United.com today. United Airlines, proud to be the official airline of the Chicago Blackhawks.
Tired of losing power when it storms? Call Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric today for a free estimate on a whole home standby generator. Never be without power again. Fully installed systems starting at just $99 a month. How about your sump pump, your fridge, or your freezer, your garage doors, your heating and cooling? You can stay comfortable and safe in your home all year long. Four Seasons is the largest and most award-winning Generac dealer in Illinois and Northwest Indiana.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
You know that sinking feeling when someone opens their property tax bill and just stares at the number in disbelief? That reaction is common, but overpaying doesn't have to be. For over 50 years, Gertner & Gertner has helped property owners challenge unfair property tax assessments. Their licensed attorneys analyze comparable properties, valuations, and details that could lower an inflated bill. And you only pay if Gertner & Gertner successfully reduces your taxes. Schedule your free consultation, 312-782-9222.
Hey Blackhawks fans, it's Connor Bedard. Game on. Time for Blackhawks hockey.
Well, thanks, Connor. And the speed of the game is sponsored by Chicagoland Jiffy Lube. Visit your local Jiffy Lube today for a quick quality oil change that gets you in and out in a jiffy. And how about the speed of Matthew Schaefer? Sitting on 22 goals. One more goal will tie the NHL record for rookie defenseman in a season. He's got 11 more games to do it. Brian Leetch, of course, holds that record for 23 goals from the 88-89 season. Mm-hmm. And, John, I don't think it's in question. He will win the Rookie of the Year, the Calder Trophy this year.
I think he's a runaway favorite. I can't think of anybody that's had a better rookie season. There have been some good ones, but, I'm in agreement with you. And I, like you, I also agree that I think he'll get that high water mark as far as rookie goals for defensemen are concerned.
Yeah, I think so, too.
And behind the Islander net, Connor Bedard to the puck. Tried to center it. Ends up along the left boards. Vlasic there to Anton Frondel, bottom of the left circle. Put it out now to Vlasic, who fires from the left point, goes wide. Bedard got it back from beside the net, and boy, he tried an impossible shot. He was looking to fire that off of the back of Sorokin and have the puck ricochet back into the Islander net. He got a little too much air on it. The puck went over the net. Islanders attack. Horvat down the left wing. Hawk zone. Pushed in behind the net, around to the right wing corner, sets up the slot. Susie fires, and this deflects up into the protective netting. A timely stick there. The blade of the stick of Ryan Green deflects that one out of play.
Yeah, Ryan Green, we think about his offense, obviously playing on that number one line with Connor Bedard. Tonight it happens to be Anton Frondel, but he's so good defensively. Really good in his own zone, and that's a big part of the reason why Jeff Blashill uses him on the penalty kill. And how about Arvid Soderblom? We haven't talked about him enough tonight, John. Just one goal on 21 shots against. He was really good against Colorado. He took the loss, had 4 goals. That was on 49 shots, almost 50 shots.
Yeah.
And the Blackhawks have given up more than 40 shots 6 times this year. Arvid Soderblom has been in net for 5 of those. So it just seems that he gets a lot of tough starts, the second back-to-back. The team's kind of tired, and he just stands in there and makes stop after stop, never complains about it.
You think when Jimmy Waite goes to him in the morning and says, Arvid, tell you what, bud, we're going to get you plenty of work tonight.
I hope he's not saying that.
No, I mean, Shirley, I just.
Yeah.
And I won't call you Shirley again. Inside the Hawk zone. Puck turned over to Donato. Sends a pass on the right wing side intended for McKay, but it banks past him and goes all the way down.
The Bronx,
icing is called. Go ahead.
The Bronx cheer right there. We're not too far from the Bronx, and that was an icing they didn't miss. There was 2 others that I think they did miss, and one ended up in a Blackhawk goal. And that was, I mentioned it at the time, the Blackhawk, make that the New York Islanders bench, Patrick Waugh. Bobby Bugner, who's a longtime NHL player, NHL coach, and assistant coach, he was really irate.
Bob Bugner, a good guy, a tough defenseman when he played. Former teammate of Michael Pekka with that Buffalo Sabres team from the 90s that was a thorn in everybody's side. And my opinion, I think they got aced out of the Stanley Cup in 1999. The Dallas Stars may have ended up winning that series in 7 games, but I truly believe that the rule, Brett Hull's skate in the crease, should have been upheld, but guess we'll never know.
They actually changed it during that series, which is unheard of.
Inside the Islander zone, Renzel, a long shot from the line. Kicked out of there by Sorokin with the left pad. Here's Slaggert hustling behind the net with the puck. To Kaiser along the left wing boards. Kaiser eludes Shen. Here's Kaiser to the net with a backhander. Looked like it hit the side of the post. Now in behind the Islander net, Callum Ritchie banks a pass up the near side. Misses Schaefer. Ends up at center ice. Barzell's got it to Ritchie. Breaking back through center over the Hawk line. Down the left wing side. And now from the corner tried to center. This hits the side of the Hawk net. And Arvid Soderblom used his blocker hand to try and pin it against the side of the net for the whistle. And he did. And then the puck was knocked free. And everybody on the Islanders side claiming, hey, why the quick whistle?
And the fans are booing too, but it actually worked out in the Islanders' favor because it was the Blackhawks going to pick up a loose puck with nobody around him. And I believe that was Wyatt Kaiser. He could have skated that out very easily.
Yeah.
Instead, the faceoff comes off to the right of Arvid Soderblom. So Blackhawks have to win a key draw here.
So it's going to be Frank Nazar stepping in against KC Cizikas. Cizikas, one of the fourth-line blue-collar guys, if you will, for the Islanders. He wins this draw. Boquist down the left wing corner. Bats one through the crease, goes through to the far corner. Schaefer's got it there, carrying behind the Hawk net. Checked off the puck by Vlasic. Puck comes free to Levshunov. Moving it over the center ice circle, Nazar to Bertuzzi over the Islander line to Nazar along the left wing board. Put it back to the line. Vlasic left point. Long shot from there. Hit Bertuzzi in the foot and ricochets up and out of play. And Tyler favoring one of his feet there. He's a tough guy in front of that. He knows he's going to take a lot of those if he gets to that area, and he just took one right there.
Certainly did.
All part of earning it.
Yeah, and remember, all Blackhawks wins this season are sponsored by Circus Sports Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. And John, you mentioned it earlier, Nick Lardis working on a career high 1 goal, 2 assists. And I think the fact that, yes, he scored against the Islanders in the past, and a very good friend of his, we mentioned his name, Callum Ritchie, having a real good year with the Islanders, 9 goals, 12 assists. And I'm sure Nick Lardis is looking across the ice and saying, hey, listen, my good friend can do it, I can do it too. And that's the kind of game he's having.
Levshunov holds the puck at the left point, put it down, intended for Bertuzzi against the inboards. He's bear hugged off the puck by Mayfield, but got it to Nazar in the left circle, who tried to center. Simon Holmstrom intercepts for the Isles, carries up the right wing to center ice at the end of his shift, and just dumps it down behind the Hawk net. Leshinoff fights off a check. Moves it ahead to Nazar to center ice to Bertuzzi. He's over the Islander line on the left wing. Boquist came along and poke checks it away, but Nazar recovers left corner. To Kaiser left point, to Crevier right point. Bombs away from there. It looked like it hit Bertuzzi in the foot. Lardis took the puck back and shot it over the top of the net. This ends up in the far corner. Nazar had the puck wrestled off of it by Pajot. Islanders come out of their end. Palat to center ice. Lifts it into the left wing to the right wing corner. Hawk zone. Kaiser buried with a body check. Penalty coming up here. Tyler Bertuzzi did not like that hit at all, and he jumped on the Islander player that hit Wyatt Kaiser. And now Wyatt Kaiser has a hold of one of the Islander players, grappling him out of there. And a pileup ensues along the goal line about 15 feet out to the left of the Hawk net.
Yeah, it might be Emil Heineman, who's had a real good year. We talked about him earlier, the player they picked up from the Montreal Canadiens, along with 2 first-round draft picks for Noah Dobson. But Wyatt Kaiser gets hit hard. Tyler Bertuzzi doesn't like it. He comes in. He will get the original call. There's going to be one penalty on the play, and it was going against Tyler Bertuzzi. Well, Heineman just finished his check.
Well, he did.
And unfortunately, Wyatt Kaiser lost his balance. Bertuzzi gives him a face wash, as does Crevier. And there's the call. Roughing the only penalty against Tyler Bertuzzi. So it'll be the New York Islanders with their first power play opportunity on the night. And John, I would think if there's any hope of them clawing their way back into this hockey game, 2 minutes and 6 seconds to go in the second period, they've got to score on this power play.
Now the Hawks, for the first time on the penalty kill, they come into the game number 1 overall. We've killed off 178 of 211 shorthanded situations. Good for 84.5%. And the Islanders take control off the draw. Here's Schaefer back in the Isle zone, passing to Horvat, left wing center ice, front of the penalty boxes. He makes a back pass to the oncoming Matt Barzal. Now to Horvat over the Hawk line, left point. Down to Barzal along the left wing boards. He's wrestled off the puck by Vlasic. Crevier takes the puck and fires it all the way down.
Well, those two are such a good 1-2 punch. One guy's 6'8", the other guy's 6'6". We're talking about the two defensemen in Crevier and Vlasic, and they take up a lot of real estate.
Matthew Schaefer gains the Hawk zone, had the defense split. The puck popped up into the air over his head. He gloved it, dropped it to a stick in front of the Hawk net, but couldn't get a shot away as it's poke checked away by Vlasic, and Crevier sends it down again.
Yeah, good clear by Crevier. Not always easy to clear it 200 feet. A lot of times it'll get blocked, but he looked up the middle and put the puck right down the pipe.
Now Barzal tried to split the defense. He goes down looking for a call. None given. The puck comes free behind the Hawk net. Vlasic there to Teravainen over the Islander blue line. We get a whistle, and this play is offside. You had Landon Slaggert hustling up the right wing side, hoping to get a pass from Teravainen, but Slaggert got into the Islander zone before Teravainen and the puck did.
Yeah, jumped the gun just a little bit. A good up-ice pass there from Vlasic to Teravainen, who picked it up on the fly. And as he crossed the line, unfortunately, Landon Slaggert just a little bit ahead of him. So faceoff comes outside the Islander blue line.
Pajot wins it away from Green at the Islander blue line. Pulls it back into the New York zone. Here's Boquist carrying out, dropping it back to Holmstrom, now over the center ice circle. To the Hawk line, he'll spin it off the right wing boards for Heineman, and this play is whistled down on the offside. Well, for the Islanders, it's got to be a little frustrating here for Patrick Waugh, seeing his team kind of circumvent itself on this power play. Face-off just outside the Hawk blue line at center ice.
Yeah, John, they don't have a very good power play. It's currently ranked 27th in the NHL, just a little over 16%. And you can kind of see why. They've got a lot of problems making the entry, making the blue line of the opposition.
Now Soderblom to an Islander dump in behind the Hawk net, decides to clear it around the high glass, and this ends up running up into the crowd. And so we get another stoppage now, down to 35 seconds on the Islander power play. Still 41 seconds remain in period number 2. The Hawks lead 4-1.
Now, having said that, they do have 4 power play goals in their last 4 games. They're 4 for 16. They didn't have any against Columbus in their last game.
Draw one by the Isles. Here's Matthew Schaefer, high slot to Matthew Barzal along the left boards, back to Schaefer. Put it over the right wing boards. Braden Shen walking it down beside the right circle over Barzal to the slot. Horvat fires scores on a glove save made by Arvid Soderblom. Boy, he had to scramble to make that save. When you see the athleticism of Arvid Soderblom there, he had to move off the right post quickly to the left to get in front of that shot.
That's just a great read, and that's a powerful move, pushing off that right leg to get square to the shooter. And I mentioned earlier, I think that Matthew Barzal led the team in goals. He leads the team in points. It's Bo Horvat who pulled the trigger on that shot, who leads them in goals. He's got 29, looking for his 30th. It was the Barzal pass to Horvat, but a great read by Arvid Soderblom. He was locked into the play, and he was ready for it, square to the shooter when he made that big stop.
Now draw to Soderblom's left. Green against Horvat, who wins the draw, but he pulled it out of the Hawk zone to center ice. 18 seconds on the power play. Schaefer, Islander line. The Barzal over the center ice circle, then over the Hawk line. The Schaefer left point. Put it down to Barzal along the left wing half boards. Barzal, pressure to the corner, back to Schaefer, to the high slot Horvat. Put it down, and a shot from Schenn from the bottom of the right wing circle. Looked like it hit the side of the net. Bertuzzi's out of the box. The play is against the inboards in the Hawk zone, and time elapses in period number 2. The Blackhawks will take a 4-1 lead into the dressing rooms after 40 minutes. They've been outshot by the Islanders 24-19, but they lead where it counts 4-1. And by the way, the Blackhawks killed that penalty. Sponsored by Northwestern Medicine Orthopedics, on a relentless pursuit of better medicine. Good period there for period number 2.
Yeah, and I think an important penalty kill too, John. You know, if you allow a goal there, it's 4-2. You're still up by 2, but all of a sudden the Islanders have some momentum. The fans get into it. You can talk about the positives between periods. Now you have to go into that period thinking about, we got a pretty big mountain to climb. We're down 3 goals. Nothing's working very well for us. And we got to get going. So, you know, big credit to the number 1 penalty killing unit in the entire NHL, the Chicago Blackhawks. Arvid Soderblom made 2 or 3 really good stops on that penalty kill. And, of course, we've talked about it a number of times. Your best penalty killer has to be your goaltender, and he certainly was on that kill.
No question about it. And the Islanders did outshoot the Hawks in period number 2, 11-7. I gave you the 2 period totals. Steve, I think in this third period, I'm not sure what the strategy is going to be on the part of the Hawks. Jeff Blashill has done, I think, an excellent job with this young team, but a great learning experience for this young Blackhawks team going into a third period against a team that has a playoff spot and wants to hold on to it. There's going to be some pressure coming in that third to deal with.
Yeah, there will be, but it's a good kind of pressure. You know, learn how to play with the lead. And the Blackhawks always haven't been successful in protecting a lead. Now, they've got a 3-goal lead here, so I feel pretty confident. But I think the most important thing is to not take your foot off the gas. Just keep playing in the offensive zone. Keep getting your opportunities. Keep getting your looks, because when you have the puck, that's the best defense right there. The other team can't take any shots.
And go back to Nick Lardis. He's having a career night, a goal and 2 assists. He's been all over the place. I think he's been a real factor in this game. I think he's feeling really comfortable on that line now.
He is. Well, you know, when you're on the second line, that's a pretty big promotion, and he's doing a real good job. I think the fact that mentioned it, he looks across the ice and he sees Callum Ritchie, a childhood friend, a guy he played against junior hockey with, having a pretty successful season. He's having one too. And he is, you know, with goal scorers, with point getters, it's all about confidence, and I think he's feeling a lot of confidence right now.
2 goals, 2 assists in his last 2 games. So keep that going, Nick. All right. After 2 periods, the Hawks 4, the Islanders 1. Charlie Romeliotis is standing by in Blackhawks Central. He's going to have a full intermission report. Then back here to Long Island, Hawks looking to seam this one up, if you will, put it together and get out of here with 2 points and lock up the season series at 1 win apiece. We'll find out if all of that can happen in a little while, but we'll send it to Charlie right now and come back with third period action in just a little while. You're listening to Blackhawks Hockey on 720 WGN.
The NHL is officially back, and right now, new FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. Put your first bet in the back of the net on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook and official partner of the Chicago Blackhawks.
Must be 21 or older and present in Illinois. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's Bob Surratt. If you follow hockey, you know how important protection is. Protecting the net, the lead, the win. Planning for retirement isn't much different. It's not one decision, it's many. Each one shapes the life you want. How to create reliable income. How much risk to take. when to step away from work, and how to safeguard what you've built. Handling all of that alone can feel like a full-time job. That's why I chose Trajan Wealth. Their fiduciary advisors work with you one-on-one to make the complex feel clear and build a plan that keeps your money working for what's ahead. Your strategy starts with a simple conversation. For a retirement plan you can trust, let Trajan Wealth guide you. Schedule your complimentary review at TrajanWealth.com or visit their offices in Naperville, Park Ridge, or Orland Park. Trajan Wealth, helping protect what you've built for what comes next.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Hey, Jeremy Roenick here. I've seen a lot of stat sheets in my career, but when it comes to beer, these numbers jump off the page. Flight by Yingling, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, and brewed with crisp, refreshing flavor. That's not just light beer, it's light beer with game, and it's brewed by the oldest brewery in America. Bottom line, if you care about performance and taste, Flight by Yingling brings both. Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. TT Yingling & Son, Pottsville, PA.
Every neighborhood has its own story, and at Grandview Homes, we know them all. We've bought thousands of properties right here in the communities we're proud to call home. Our management team averages over 20 years of experience. We understand the unique nuances of your area and how to make selling your home as smooth as possible. We'll visit your home and give you a fair offer in as little as 24 hours. Then just pack what you want and we'll take care of the rest. Get your no obligation offer at grandviewhomes.com today.
The professionals at Plumbers 911 Chicago are ready to answer your call. They'll get your plumbing job done right the first time. Their phones are open 24/7, 1-833-PLUM-911.
Time for a break. It's intermission time.
That's a wrap. That's a wrap.
Here's Charlie Romiliotis with your intermission update.
Through 40 minutes over in New York at UBS Arena, and the Blackhawks extend their lead from 3-1 through one period to 4-1 through two periods of play. Frank Nazar getting on the board in that second period for the Blackhawks to extend their lead to a 3-goal lead going into the third period. At each home game at the United Center this season, we will be saluting a veteran, which is sponsored by JeffBuysYourHouse.com, a proud veteran-owned business serving Chicagoland since 2007. Let's get to some scores around the NHL. We had 14 other games on the docket. So we start in Boston, where the Bruins held a 1-0 lead in the first period, but the Toronto Maple Leafs have now taken a 2-1 lead late in the second, thanks to goals by Matthew Nyes and Max Domi, former Blackhawk. Nyes was a shorthanded goal. Domi scored a power play goal with 2 minutes left in the second period. Good news on the Toronto front, Morgan Riley back in the lineup after he missed the last game with an injury. The Montreal Canadiens are currently up 3-2 on the Carolina Hurricanes in the second intermission. Carolina held a 2-0 lead in this game, so Montreal storms back to score 3 unanswered in the second period. That game is currently in the second intermission. Cole Caulfield found the back of the net, his 44th goal of the season, and his 7th goal in his last 6 games. He is on an absolute tear for Montreal. Over in Detroit, we got a big one between the Senators and Red Wings, and it's Ottawa that holds a 3-1 lead in the second intermission. How about Carter Yakimchuk, first-round pick, scores in his NHL debut in this game to extend Ottawa's lead to 2-0. Brady Tkachuk also has a goal, his 20th of the season, which was assisted by Yakimchuk. So a multi-point effort for the kid in his NHL debut. The Florida Panthers are currently up 1-0 in the second intermission on the Seattle Kraken. Congratulations are in order for Florida head coach Paul Maurice, who becomes the second coach in NHL history to coach 2,000 NHL games. Over in Philly, where the Flyers are hosting the Blue Jackets before the Blackhawks go there on Thursday, it's the Blue Jackets that are up 2-1 on the Flyers, who are 9-2-1 in their last 12 games and are averaging 2.25 goals against average in those 12 contests. Columbus, though, up 2-1 on Philly. The Colorado Avalanche are in Pittsburgh tonight, and they have extended their lead to 5-1 on the Penguins, who are without Evgeny Malkin with an upper body injury. He is ruled day-to-day. Colorado looks like they are taking care of business. McKinnon versus Crosby over in Pittsburgh. The first game of the TNT doubleheader tonight is Minnesota and Tampa Bay. The Wild currently hold a 2-0 lead on the Lightning, who are starting a 7-game homestand tonight. Matt Zuccarello has scored on the power play, and Brock Faber has also chipped in with the power play goal. That game is early in the second period. St. Louis Blues are hosting the Washington Capitals tonight. That's a 0-0 score through one period of play. How about the Nashville Predators currently hold a 5-1 lead on the San Jose Sharks in the first period alone? Philip Forsberg has found the back of the net and has also chipped in with, I believe, one assist, at least one assist. Yeah, one assist for Philip Forsberg. Ryan O'Reilly also has a couple of assists in the first period for the Predators, who are 4-0 in their last 4 games and are now looking to extend their winning streak to 5 games. And it looks like they are on their way to doing that early on. Also in a big score in the first period, a 4-1 lead for the New Jersey Devils in Dallas against the Stars. Jack Hughes is one of the goal scorers. That game is currently in the first intermission. And then the other game that's going on, the Winnipeg Jets are hosting the Vegas Golden Knights. It's a 1-0 score in favor of Winnipeg in the first intermission. The 3 late games tonight: Calgary Flames hosting the LA Kings. The Utah Mammoth are hosting the Edmonton Oilers. And then the Anaheim Ducks, who are 3-0-1 in their last 4 games, are in Vancouver tonight to take on the Canucks. Meanwhile, over in New York, the Blackhawks hold a 4-1 lead on the New York Islanders. We'll break down the second period next. You're listening to Blackhawks Hockey on 720 WGN.
Lou Manfredini helps you around the house Saturday morning starting at 6 on WGN.
Let's unite against plastic water bottles, Chicago. When you enjoy Culligan water at a Blackhawks game this season, you're helping the United Center avoid more than 600,000 single-use plastic water bottles annually. Certified Culligan filtration makes it easy to enjoy cleaner, safer, better-tasting water and create a better planet. From your home to the madhouse, Culligan reduces 45 billion single-use plastic water bottles every year with smarter, more sustainable water solutions. Culligan, water you love, the official water provider of the Chicago Blackhawks.
Give people a place to gather and make fire the focal point of your home again. With a majestic fireplace or insert, you'll enjoy the warmth and ambiance of fire with contemporary style and the latest technology. Whether you're looking for wood, electric, or gas, indoors or out, Majestic offers a broad range of sizes and styles. Visit their showroom on Bowes Road in Elgin or call for a free estimate. 847-741-5903. 847-741-5903. House of Fireplaces, giving you a warm feeling since 1953.
For more than 90 years, the International Union of Operating Engineers Local 150 has worked hard to provide a better life and safer workplaces for the men and women who work in the construction industry across the Midwest. Our 23,000 members operate heavy construction equipment, and Local 150 takes pride in providing world-class skill training to support a professional construction workforce. Learn more about how to join Local 150 at local150.org. And never forget, united we stand, divided we fall.
The Lutheran Hour began in 1930. It's the world's longest running Christian outreach radio program. Tune in Sunday mornings at 6:30 right here on WGN.
Second intermission at UBS Arena. The Blackhawks and Islanders squaring off on this fine Tuesday night. It's a 4-1 lead in favor of the Blackhawks, who extended their lead from 3-1 to 4-1 in that second period, thanks to a goal by Frank Nazar, assisted by Nick Lardis, who now has 3 points on the night. This is by far his best game as a member of the Blackhawks organization. He also has just 10 minutes of ice time, but he's been contributing, also has a +3 rating. His whole line with Nazar and Bertuzzi have been excellent. All 3 members have a goal and an assist at least, with Lardis having an extra assist. So that line has been terrific for the Blackhawks. And I feel like now that Anton Frundell is into the equation and playing on a line with Connor Bedard, the Blackhawks kind of have some flexibility on what they want to do with their roster, given Frondell's upside offensively, and Lardis starting to find his game and playing in a second line role now after he was kind of stashed on the fourth line over the previous few games. Hawks have some weapons now, and Jeff Blashill has some options to tinker with as he looks to maneuver the best potential line forward. And oh, by the way, Sasha Boisvert, whose visa officially got processed earlier this morning, but is not making his NHL debut tonight, more likely on Thursday in Philadelphia. He's also expected to be part of the mix down the stretch. So the Hawks, there's some new energy over the last couple weeks here as they start to get an influx of young talent, and some of that offensive talent and the confidence starts to grow. Time for tonight's third period projections, sponsored by Robinhood. You expect more from yourself, expect more from your money. Get started today at robinhood.com/yourmoney. The New York Islanders are clawing for a playoff spot. Right now, they're inside of the playoff bubble, the second wild card spot, but they have Detroit and Ottawa who are knocking on the door. And so expect the New York Islanders to come out hard here in the third period because every point is so valuable to them. And also they changed goaltenders in that second period from David Rittich to Ilya Sorokin, who has arguably been the best goaltender in the entire NHL this season. That tells me that the New York Islanders are really trying to push this. They're not trying to pack this game in and save themselves for the stretch run. Every point is valuable for them. So expect the New York Islanders to make a push here in the third. We'll set up that third period next. You're listening to Blackhawks Hockey on 720 WGN.
Hey, Chicago Blackhawks fans! I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, a win isn't a win without the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
What if you could restore blood flow to someone's failing lungs in a matter of seconds? Our patient Mike had hard-to-reach blood clots deep in his lungs that were putting his heart under major duress, causing it to fail too. He could hardly climb a few steps. But thanks to a procedure pioneered by the Northwestern Memorial Hospital Interventional Cardiology Team, we cleared the clots with a minimally invasive procedure.
Anchored by the top heart and vascular program in Illinois by U.S. News and World Report, only Northwestern Medicine had the solution to save Mike. Tiny balloons were used to gently open the delicate vessels and restore blood flow. Northwestern Memorial Hospital was the first in Illinois to master this breakthrough method.
As Mike's nurse, I'm proud to have been a part of his journey from oxygen tank to breathing like a kid again.
Northwestern Medicine. What makes us better makes you better.
What matters most when choosing a financial partner? Great rates? Confidence your financial data is secure? Being treated like more than just an account number? Consumers Credit Union delivers all that and then some. As a not-for-profit credit union, their focus is on you, not profits through fees or less personal service. They're in your corner, helping you reach your goals every step of the way. Join today and become a part owner. Your success is their success. Learn more at myconsumers.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Permaseal, the leader in basement waterproofing, also offers foundation repair, concrete restoration, and attic insulation. Call 800-421-SEAL or visit permaseal.net.
WGN Chicago is your radio home for the Hawks, the Cats, March Madness, and the Indy 500 on air and on smart devices worldwide. It's the final 20. The third period's just ahead. Here's Charlie Remeliotis with your recap.
Hawks are up 4-1 on the New York Islanders going into the third period. The second line has been buzzing all night for the Blackhawks, and they scored yet again in that second thanks to Frank Nazar.
Back in the Islanders' zone, Lardis took it away to Nazar. Shoots, he scores! Frank Nazar from the high slot area just one time this past Ilya Sorokin. It's 4-1 in favor of the Hawks with 13:58 left in period number 2.
Nazar back on the score sheet after having a mini 3-game point drought. That's his 12th goal of the season. What's on Deck is sponsored by TimberTech Decking and Railing. #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at timbertech.com as we go back over to New York with John and Steve.
All right, Charlie, thank you very much. Well, Steve, I think if there's a scenario the Blackhawks would look to avoid here in this third period, it would be an early goal by the Islanders and early momentum given up.
Well, absolutely. And that's what I think the coaching staff is probably stressing. Guys, we don't have to score anymore. The Islanders are going to open up. Let's take advantage of their mistakes. They're going to leave themselves exposed a little bit. So patient hockey. You don't want to sit back too much. You know the Islanders are going to come hard.
Underway here in the third period. Levshunov along the end boards. Hawk Zone tried to clear the puck out as he took a bump, taken away by the Isles, and the puck shot on goal by Andre Palat, smothered by Arvid Soderblom, and he'll hold on for a whistle and a face-off in the circle to his right.
Connor Bedard out there, we should point out, he has 4 shots, which is the most of any Chicago Blackhawk player. John, he did not play against the New York Islanders the last time these two teams played in late December, and it was the Islanders that won in a shootout. So it's good to have number 98 back in the lineup, and he's been a factor. Although he does not have any points in this hockey game, he has certainly been a factor.
Well, he's on there right now with Anton Frondel flanking him on his left. Ryan Green now moves from the right side over, lining up with Vlasic and Frondel right in front of the Hawks' crease. Draw one by the Isles. Pelech pounds one in from the high slot. Stick saved by Soderblom. Now a shot from the left point by Schaefer sails wide on a deflection. Vlasic tried to knock the puck out, taken away by Pelech from a sharp angle, fires a shot, block, loose puck in front. Pajot fires, and a butterfly save made by Soderblom. Some early pressure here by the Isles. Pajot behind the net to Schaefer, high slot. To Pajot, top of the left circle. Leaving the puck there for Schaefer. Schaefer walking it through the deep slot, over to the right point. Moves into the right circle and shoots in and out of the glove of Soderblom. Loose puck into the near corner. Green spins the puck behind the net. Over to Levshunov. Made a bad clearing attempt, picked off by Holmstrom just inside the line. To Schaefer, top of the right circle. Guns it toward the net. And it hit Pajot on the way through. Pajot from the corner tried to put it on goal. This is blocked in front of the net now by Bedard. Head to Green. He'll move up the left wing side to center ice and clear the puck down in behind the Islander net and get off on a change.
You know, I groan there, John, and you just can't turn the puck over in a situation like that. Ice it, do anything. Just don't turn it over in the middle of the ice, and that's what Levshunov did.
Puck comes free into the Hawk zone to lead to the high slot. Susi. Long shot goes over the net. And a rebound shot from near the bottom of the right wing circle by Horvat, turned out of there by Soderblom. So the strategy here for the Islanders looks fairly clear as we're going to get an icing call here to the Hawks. Pressure, finish all your checks, and get as many shots to the net as you can.
Yeah, and feed Schaefer when he's on the ice. And Matthew Schaefer, that last shift, did a real good job of just rotating in from the point. Such a smooth skater. And when he got it eventually, he made the old stutter step. He froze the defender and then walked in and got a shot on Arvid Soderblom. He now has 5 shots in this hockey game, which leads all New York Islander players. Matthew Barzal and Bo Horvat also with 4 shots.
Now the Hawks control off the draw. Wyatt Kaiser near corner, lifts the puck out the center. It's gloved by Schaefer, drops it to his stick, enters the Hawk zone, and then checked off the puck, but it comes right in on Soderblom, who was alert to the play. He got down in the butterfly position, knocking the puck wide. Kaiser clears it off the boards and down into the Islander zone. Schaefer back up ice to center ice. Stings one down the left side glass, in behind the Hawk net into the near corner. Kaiser has hit the puck, comes free in front of the net. Horvat jabbed at it, as did Mikheyev. Mikheyev works the puck over to Burakovsky. He gains the Islander zone down the right wing and fires from the corner. That's into the glove of Sorokin, and he'll hold on. I don't think that was even a shot on goal, Steve. I think that would have hit the back of the Islander net. But Sorokin wanted a whistle and a face-off circle to his left.
Yeah, that's just a reaction from Ilya Sorokin. And a little Jeff Blashill had to say this morning to us about Anton Frondel and the expectations. And he said, listen, just you be you. Go out there and play your game. You're going to make mistakes. I don't care. Just make sure you're learning from it. So when you get that kind of backing from your coach, the fact that he just wants you to play your game and not worry about the mistakes goes a long way.
Yeah, you think about some of the coaches over the years that have a short leash for young players, especially guys in their first game. I mean, that list is long and not so distinguished. Now here's Shen, top of the left circle. Hawks zone, put the puck beside the net. Barzal fed it in front. It's batted away to Burakovsky, who nearly turned the puck over. Now he does to Ritchie, top of the far circle. To Susi along the right board. Firing toward the Hawk net. It was blocked on the way through by Vlasic. Now we get a whistle on a hand pass called here. You can really tell that the Islanders have picked up their level of play here early in period number 3.
Yeah, they're on their toes. And, aside from that turnover by Levshunov, I've been kind of okay. Schaefer made a real nice play where he deked out whoever it was in front of him, the forward, and ended up getting a pretty good look coming in. But for the most part, they're bending right now. They're not breaking. And, hopefully they can start playing inside of the Islander zone a little bit here.
Isles control off the draw. And Pellick from the left wing side of the Hawk blue line got a little too much air on this one, and he lifts the puck into the protective netting. So they're going to face it off now back, let's see, over the center ice circle. It's going to be the Four Seasons face-off. Your trusted local experts for heating, air conditioning, plumbing, sewer, and electric. And Lafferty wins the draw back into the Hawk zone. Ethan Del Mastro with it along the left forward. Pounded with a hit there by Gatcomb, but flips the puck down into the Islander end. And it's cleared to center ice, and then Lafferty gloves the puck out of the air and drops it to a teammate. That results in a hand pass. So they're going to face it off at center ice once again.
Ethan Del Mastro, nice little play. Nothing flashy, but protecting the puck. Buying himself a little bit of extra time and then making that hard pass up the ice, and I believe it was deflected in to the New York Islanders zone by Teuvo Teravainen. So some steady play there from Del Mastro in tonight's hockey game.
Puck dumped into the near corner Hawk zone. Lafferty tried to hold up McLean there. Could have been an interference call, none made. Mayfield, now Boquist from the right point fires. That goes wide. And a good play by Teravainen reaching around Cizikas, poke checking it ahead. Now Slaggert down the right wing into the Islander zone. Tried to drop the shoulder and barrel to the net, but he was caught by Pellick at the last second. Cizikas, meanwhile, back into the Hawk zone, down the right wing. Carries beside the net, tried to center. Picked off by Del Mastro, who loops in behind the net, gave the puck to Bedard. He turned it over to Palat, high slot. Now to Schaefer, right point, firing a shot blocked in front by Rinzel with the stick. Del Mastro pokes it up the right boards to center ice, forcing the Islanders to regroup. Schaefer taking it back into the Hawk zone left point. Falls down as reaching around was Frondell to poke check the puck away to Bedard. Over the Islander line to Frondell, and he'll fire from the right circle over top of the net.
A really good defense there from Frondell on Schaefer, who's very shifty.
Frondell got the puck back in the left circle and fires. Andre Palat blocks that. Palat was a member of that Tampa Bay Lightning team that won consecutive Stanley Cups in 2020 and 2021. Now in behind the Islander net, Schaefer settling the puck down. Here's Schaefer walking out the left wing side and passing it ahead to Bo Horvat to the Hawk line. He'll dump it to the left wing corner. Alex Vlasic to get it to Crevier back in the net. Put it around up the right wing to Bertuzzi, who guides it ahead to center ice to Nazar. Fights off a check, moves it in over the Islander line. Now Vlasic in the slot will fire, and that's in and out of the glove of Sorokin. Puck taken away by the Isles, and it's spun all the way down, this by Heineman, and icing's going to be called here against the New York Islanders.
What a great pass that was by Lardis, and he found Alex Vlasic all alone in the middle of the ice. Vlasic ends up getting a shot, and talking to Nick Lardis this morning about playing against Schaefer. He said he played against Matthew Schaefer for a couple of years in junior hockey. And he says the biggest thing that really jumps out at you is obviously the skating, but also the composure on the ice. Just very even-keeled and tends to slow the game down. He almost senses what's going on and has the ability to slow the game down.
Steve, we saw this morning in the morning skate or after the morning skate in the Islander dressing room, Schaefer's not the skinny kid that he was at the draft. He's put on some pounds and some muscle for sure.
And what a great interview. I mean, he spoke with us for a good 5 minutes, and just a very he gets it. He's just a bright kid, and he gets it.
Dedicating this season, of course, to the memory of his mom, who tragically passed away not long ago. Inside the Hawk zone, Mayfield right point, long shot. Butterfly save made by Soderblom. Loose puck to the near corner. Horvat's got it. Moves to the right circle. Jams a pass in front. Deflects through to Pellick in the left wing corner. He shot the puck in behind the Hawk net. Emil Heineman there. Anders Lee back in the net. Put it out to Horvat in the left circle, who fired another shot. That goes wide. Lee got the puck back behind the net. Put it in front. Horvat shoots in and out of the glove of Soderblom. Burakovsky to a loose puck. Carrying it ahead to Donato. He'll snap it ahead down into the Islander zone. And I don't think now you got to be kidding. You got to be kidding. Icing is called against the Hawks. Adam Pelech was putting on the, I just can't get to the puck in time skate. And he could have gotten to that puck. Icing called against the Hawks. Face-off circle to the right of Arvid Soderblom.
Yeah, they're making up for the 2 that they missed in the second period. So we'll take that, though. Another good save by Arvid Soderblom. Bo Horvat, who leads the team in goals with 29, has his 5th shot of the night on that Soderblom save. So Arvid, if you're keeping track at home, 34 saves on 35 shots.
Seems to enjoy the work. Face off in the circle to his right. Artem Levshinov was at the Hawks bench delaying things for a moment. And Braden Shen looking at the linesman saying, come on, let's go. Let's get these guys going here. Draw a circle to Soderblom's right. Shen against Ryan Donato, who wins this face-off, and it comes back in on Soderblom. And he plops on the puck to the right of the Hawk net, holds it for the whistle. This will enable a line change for the Hawks.
That was a smart play by Arvid Soderblom.
Yeah.
That's a veteran move, knowing that his team had just iced the puck. They were tired. They wanted to get off. Levshinov tried to get off, but couldn't. And as soon as they win the draw back to him, he jumps over it, jumps all over it, and gets the whistle.
Jeff Blashill at the Hawks bench, animated somewhat, talking to, I believe that is Bo Halkitis. And Bo is allowing Jeff to vent a little bit. Hawks get control off the draw. Louis Crevier back in the net. Skates around the left wing side and backhands it up the glass and all the way down. And again, we're going to get icing. And again, the Bronx cheer from this crowd here in New York. They don't miss much, do they?
Yeah, they certainly don't. Well, Jeff Blashill has to be happy with the way his team's playing. They're the youngest team officially now in the NHL at 25.99 years of age. So they are under 26 years of age, the youngest team in the NHL. And right now playing like a veteran team. They're I know they're being outshot 35-21, but they're leading where it counts, and that's on the scoreboard.
Draw one by the Islanders. Schaefer from the left point fires. That was blocked by Frendel. Puck taken back by the Isles, and the puck in front of the net. Holmstrom fires. That's gloved out of the air by Soderblom, and he'll hold on. We get a whistle and no further play. Take a quick break with 13:48 left in period number 3. 4-1 Hawks. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
Here's a club you'll want to get into, Club Citgo. It's the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up, plus everyday savings that really add up. You can also enter our sweepstakes with multiple winners and giveaways, like free gas for a year. And Club Citgo makes paying easy with a convenient mobile pay feature. So welcome to the club where all the action is. Download Club Citgo today. Savings good up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
After the end of a good fight, you deserve an ice-cold reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. You've earned this rich golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste. Because you know, the bigger the fight, the better the reward. You put in the hours, the energy, the tough labor. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
If you're ready to quit smoking, vaping, or using other tobacco products, help is just a phone call away. The Illinois Tobacco Quit Line is a free resource designed to support you every step of the way. Working with a trained counselor can double your chances of quitting for good. They'll help you create a personalized quit plan and guide you through cravings, triggers, and withdrawal. Take the first step today. Call 1-866-QUIT-YES to enroll with a counselor or visit quityes.org for more info.
Hey Blackhawks fans, it's Frank Nazar. Stay with us. Break's over.
Welcome back to the UBS Center, where the Chicago Blackhawks, UBS Arena, the Chicago Blackhawks hold a 4-1 lead over the New York Islanders. And talking with Connor Bedard earlier today, they asked him if he had any advice for the newest Chicago Blackhawk, Anton Frondel, the teenager. And he said, just go out there and play your game. And then I talked to Alex Vlasic about it, and he said, yeah, I gave him some advice. He said, just give it to Bedsy. And Bedsy, of course, Connor Bedard. And that's not such a bad strategy to have. Give it to number 98.
And he just did right there. Vlasic passing to Bedard, who steps into the Islander zone at the right point, tried to pass it down the board, picked off by Schaefer. Head to Barzell through center. over the Hawk line, twisting away near the left point. Then back through the high slot and fires. That's blocked by Ryan Green. Loose puck to the near board. Bedard hooks it ahead to Green. Head to Bedard. Goes rink wide with a pass. Frondell with some room into the Islander zone down the right wing side. And he's muscled into the boards, but holds the puck. Put it back to Crevier, right point. Long wrist shot. Nice save there by Sorokin with the pads. Loose puck to the left side board. Bedard chased out to center ice there by Holmstrom. Loses the puck. Barzell's got it. To Schaefer. Hawk blue line, right wing. Steps into the zone, right point. Sticks it across the rink off the left corner boards. Cizikas gathers the puck in behind the net. Put it around to Soucy, high slot. He fires, and Vlasic turns his skate sideways to block the shot in front. Now the puck right out in front. There's a shot from Gadcombe. That's turned out of there. And a follow-up shot by McLean. That's stopped as well. Crevier got to the puck. He'll clear it up the right wing side. This ends up in the benches. And so we get a whistle stopping play. It's a hard-working shift for both teams, but the Hawks did their level best to make sure that puck never got into the net.
Yeah, that fourth line for the New York Islanders, Gadcombe and McLean, a couple of really good opportunities. A diving save there by Arvid Soderblom, who looked like he was down and out, reacting. And this fourth line, head coach Patrick Waugh talked about the energy they bring, and they just brought energy on that last shift, and it was the McLean shot where I thought Soderblom was down and out, and he did everything he could to make the stop, just sprawled. He got his glove on that shot.
Face off to Soderblom's right. Lafferty facing off with Horvath. Puck taken by the Islanders, then Pelech with a toe drag, loses the puck. Carabine with a pass up by Lafferty over the Islander line down the right wing, snaps one into the crease that goes wide. Teravainen got it back along the left wing boards and tried to center the puck. This is picked off by Soucy. He banks one off the left boards and down. And no icing is called. Kaiser behind the net, driving it around to the right wing side. Lafferty is able to push it out over the line to center ice. Lardis grabs the puck at the Hawk blue line. And he'll skate it ahead through center, avoiding a couple of Islanders over the New York line. Now to Renzel along the left boards. He fires, blocked. Here's a follow-up shot now by Levshunov, and that was blocked in front of the net. Bertuzzi got the puck back behind the net. To Levshunov along the right boards. To Nazar right point. Sends it left point. Del Mastro. He'll close in and fire. Butterfly save by Sorokin. Lardis got the puck back along the right boards. To the line. Here's Levshunov with a shot. That deflects over the net. Hawks now putting on some good pressure. Del Mastro on the left wing corner. Flips it behind the net around to Levshunov. He turned it over, though, along the far sideboards, and Heineman will lift the puck down ice into the Hawk end. Nick Lardis back to take it there. The Islanders get a line change.
Yeah, just the best shift now by the Chicago Blackhawks in this third period, and it's the Lardis line with Frank Nazar.
Del Mastro stick breaks. He's playing without one. It doesn't matter. Holmstrom in front of the net, shoots and scores. Del Mastro went to play the puck along the left side boards in the Hawk zone, and his stick broke. The Islanders got possession. And Simon Holmstrom ends up putting another goal on the board for the Islanders. The goal at 8:45 of period number 3 makes the score Hawks 4 and the Islanders 2.
Well, that's a helpless feeling. You break your stick. The pass was thrown around the boards by Nick Lardis. Maybe a tough pass for Ethan Del Mastro to handle. He tried to wedge it out. That's when he broke his stick. Good keep in by Mayfield. And then he spots a wide open Holmstrom. Mayfield just kept it into the blue line. Tyler Bertuzzi tried to dive to prevent that pass to Holmstrom. He beats Arvid Soderblom stick side. 4-2 to score.
It's going to make things interesting. For Holmstrom, that's goal number 18 on the season from Scott Mayfield, as Steve told you. And the goal at 8:45 of period number 3. 4-2 favor the Hawks. We return to the play. Here's Scott Mayfield at the Islander blue line on the right wing side. Spinning the puck ahead to Matt Barzell at center. He'll lift it down behind the Hawk net. Crevier driving it around at the right wing side. Mikheyev deflects the puck over the line to center ice. Schaefer there flips it back into the Hawk zone. Look out, Shen took it away from Vlasic. Tried to head to the net, but Vlasic recovers and pokes it out to center ice.
It's a great thing about being 6'6" and having a long stick. He lost the puck to Shen, and then he reached back and picked his pocket again. Great recovery from Vlasic.
Vlasic chased out from behind the Hawk net by McLean. Passing to Frondell. Center ice on the right wing, front of the benches. He backhands it down behind the Islander net. Schaefer took it there, winds it around up the right side to McLean. To Cizikas, hustling into the Hawk zone to the right wing corner. Then in behind the net. Like Kaiser on top of him. Cizikas from the left wing corner. Put it behind the net. McLean right corner to Soucy right point. Long shot deflects wide. A follow-up shot from the far boards. That's turned out of there by Soderblom. That came off the stick of Pelech. Loose puck behind the Hawk net. Renzel came out with it. Here's Renzel. Sheds a check from McLean. Sticks it off the left wing glass to the Islander blue line. Bedard reaching for the puck. Had it knocked off his stick. McLean took it back. Here's McLean, the son of John McLean, former New Jersey Devil great. Lost the puck into the Hawk zone. Renzel carries out. Renzel to center. Clears it off the right side boards and down behind the Islander net. And a hustling play by Slaggert to take the puck away from Pelech of the Islanders. Slaggert in the right wing corner. Sends it out to the right point. Levshunov, long shot from there, blocked on the way through. Horvat Islander line. Made a headband pass for Anders Lee that's over his stick and down to the left wing corner Hawk zone. Levshunov back to take it there. Put it around to Vlasic, ahead up the left wing to Lafferty. To Teravainen, center ice. Rink wide pass now for Slaggert into the Islander zone. It's taken away by Schaefer. Here's Schaefer wheeling up the right side. Dropping the puck at center ice. Horvat. Head to Lee over the Hawk line to Schaefer, top of the right circle, firing a shot that goes through the top of the crease and wide. And now along the left side boards, Heineman there. Put it down behind the net. Horvat around to Schaefer, right point. Long shot blocked by Lardis in the slot. Puck cleared away by Del Mastro and down into the Islanders zone. This time they're going to wave the icing. And Schaefer looked like kind of like Pelech did on that last time where he just can't get to the puck in time. But the linesman wasn't buying it this time. Mayfield to center ice, dumping the puck down behind the Hawk net. Andre Palat battling there with the Hawks. Sam Renzel. Pajot got to the puck, put it to the left point to Soucy. For Simon Holmstrom along the left wing boards. Lost the puck off a poke check from Lardis, got it back at the point. Spins it down behind the net. Renzel took it back, put it over to Lardis along the right side boards. He'll lift it through the air and down. Nazar caught a high stick from Soucy and no penalty called. They continue to play.
Soucy got lucky there. Nazar's head went snapping back, and it looked like a high stick. And he's going palms up to the bench right now. Frankie Nazar is. He couldn't believe it.
Soucy behind the Islander net to the puck. Will skate it out. Here's Soucy to center ice. Lead pass for Barzell misses. Little slap pass by Levshunov ahead for Donato. Sails over a stick and goes all the way down. And icing is called against the Hawks now. 7:38 left in the third. Hawks still lead 4-2.
You know it's an icing when you hear the crowd cheering tonight. And if you're joining us late in the second period, linesman possibly missed a couple of icing calls by the Blackhawks. One of them ended up in the New York Islander net, so that's why they're really upset. They're really hot. But that one gets whistled down and a draw off to the right of Arvid Soderblom.
It's going to be Braden Shen for the Islanders against Ryan Donato. Shen wins the draw. Here's Pelech with it, right wing circle. Backhands one toward the net. Butterfly saved by Soderblom. Shen with it behind the net. Put it out in front. Barzell leaving it there for Ritchie, who lost control of the puck. It bleeds down into the crease, kept out by Soderblom. And then the puck is fed back to Schaefer in the high slot. He fires. That's turned wide. Barzell left wing corner to Schaefer left point. Good play by McKay to dog Schaefer and make him give up the puck down the boards in behind the Hawk net. Levshunov leaning on one of the Islanders. Shen reaching in to pull the puck free to Barzell. To Schaefer left point, winds and fires. And again, Mikheyev disrupts that with the stick, knocking the shot wide. Puck tumbles out to center ice after Levshunov had sent it there.
Two great defensive plays by Ilya Mikheyev, both on Matthew Schaefer, and he is a real threat from the back end.
Here's Ritchie from the right point, Hawk zone, firing a shot that sails wide. Held in by Cizikas, left point to Barzell. To Schaefer, top of the right circle, comes a shot over the net. And now Vlasic has the puck in the near corner, and Hawk in. Pass up the left wing, Frondell. Then to Bedard coming by through center. Put it in over the Islander line, right circle to Green. Did a nice job getting the puck away from a couple of Islander players, but then lost the puck in the corner, and McLean will lift it down to the Hawk blue line. Del Mastro to Frondell. To Bedard over the Islander line near the left point. Down to Green to Frondell, right left circle. He shoots, and it's kicked out of there by Sorokin. Another good chance there for Anton Frondell. At some point, we're going to be calling his first NHL goal.
You bet. Well, Matthew Schaefer has 7 shots in this game, John. He has 7 that have been blocked, and he's also had 1 missed shot. So he's had 15 shot attempts in this hockey game.
Steve, I don't think the guy has left the ice for the whole third period. I mean, I don't see him out there now, but gee whiz.
He's out there 3/4 of the time.
Talk about average time on ice.
Yeah.
Here's Teravainen to center ice. Into the Islander zone. To Slaggert along the left wing boards. Sweeps the puck down behind the net to Lafferty. He misplays it, but the puck rolls through the Islander crease to the far side. And Cizikas rink-wide pass picked off now by Kaiser. He'll step into the Islander zone on the left wing, buried with a check from Mayfield, but works the puck down behind the net.
You're right, John. Schaefer's at 27.5 minutes, still 5 minutes to go in this third period.
Nazar picks off the puck, moves into the Islander zone. Knocked down by Palat. Held the zone for a moment, but the Islanders escape. Here's Pajot through center, over the Hawk line on the right wing, drops it off Palat, right circle. Fires a shot that deflects wide of the net. Now Holmstrom in the far corner, loses a puck battle to Bertuzzi, who passes to Lardis, head to Nazar, and he put the puck out to center ice, took a slash. The stick comes out of his hand, no penalty call. Into the Hawk zone, Holmstrom high slot, let a shot go. That deflects wide. Islanders get it back. Here's Schaefer, right point. Carrying through the deep slot. He'll sweep it over to the left wing corner. Pajot let it go behind the net to Palat. And Vlasic knocks him down. The puck centered out in front. Deflected away to Lardis, who gains the line and is able to push it out to center ice. The Islanders get it back, right back into the Hawk zone. Pajot at the right point. Drops it off to Barzell coming by. Barzell from the right circle centers. This is off the stick of Schaefer and wide. Pelech again along the right boards. Will spin it down behind the net. Around it goes up the right wing to Donato. He gains center ice in front of the benches and just bats the puck down the right wing boards and in behind the Islander net. And Sorokin fed it away to Pelech, who put the puck into the near corner to Schaefer. Hands it back to Adam Pelech. Over to Schaefer, and Schaefer now carried to center ice. He fires it off of Mikheyev at the Hawk blue line. Mikheyev goes down in a heap, and Green clears the puck to center ice. Mikheyev back up on his feet. He's okay. Meanwhile, Boquist breaks down the slot. Hawk zone, turn the puck over to Frondel, who flips it through the air and out to center ice. Islanders get it back in their end. Hawks have changed lines. Here's Barzell breaking through center over the Hawk blue line. Tried to get around Crevier, could not. Crevier directs it to the left wing corner. Susie then fires a shot. They score. Well, when Barzell was diverted to the left wing corner, his next option was to feed the puck back to the left point. Carson Susie waiting there, hammered a one-timer that gets past Arvid Soderblom. And with 3:22 left in the third, the Hawks only lead by a goal at 4-3.
Yeah, Barzell did a real good job shielding the check from Crevier, putting it back to Susie, and that puck got through the legs. Richie made sure it was in, but this puck had already crossed the goal line. And so it'll be Susie's goal, his 6th of the year. And boy, still plenty of time here. 3:22 to go in the third period. Shots now 45-24 in favor of the New York Islanders. Blackhawks lead it by a goal.
The goal at 16:37. As Steve told you, for Carson Susie, his 6th on the season from Barzell. And we return to the play. Heineman at the Islander blue line on the right wing side. Headman pass. Here's Horvat breaking into the Hawk zone, firing for the inside rim of the left wing circle. That deflects over the net.
That's a good save by Soderblom. He got his blocker on that. Horvat, the best shooter on this team, the best goal scorer on this Islander team. Soderblom with a big stop.
Heineman into the Hawk zone, right point, stopping there. Will fire toward the net, deflected over top by Lee. Vlasic takes a hit behind the net, shoves it around the boards, not out. Held in at the left point. Schaefer put it down behind the Hawk net. Soderblom scoops it over to Vlasic. Head up the left wing to Green, then to Vlasic. He'll scrape it out the center ice, front of the benches. Teravainen there for the Hawks will bat it down in behind the Islander net. Sorokin stopping it there. The Hawks get a line change. Here's Barzell. Natives are getting restless here on Long Island. Islanders trailing 4-3 with now 2:20 left on the clock. Barzell takes a handoff at the Islander blue line. Skates through center. Dumps the puck down in on Soderblom, who quickly moves it over to Crevier, who clears to center ice. The Islander net empty at the far end of the ice. They're going with 6 attackers and an empty net. Schaefer dumps the puck to the inboards Hawk zone. Crevier went to drive it out. His stick was held up off the puck there by Barzell, and a scrum ensues in behind the Hawk net, down to 1:55. Islanders trail 4-3. Shen scrapes the puck out right corner, put it right circle Lee. High slot now to Schaefer. He fires, blocked in front. Loose puck spun away to the near circle, taken back by the Islanders. Callum Ritchie along the left board. Put it down in behind the net. Crevier eliminates Lee. Kaiser trying to work it free from Shen. They continue to battle. Down to 1:30 on the clock. In behind the Hawk net. They continue to scrum for the puck. And you've got Crevier pushing on one of the Islander players. Finally, we get a whistle stopping play with 1:21 left in regulation time. 4-3, the Hawks lead the Islanders. This has just been a chaotic sequence of play. And I don't know why the whistle blew.
Yeah, it probably shouldn't have, but I think the referee just had seen enough. No play, the puck wasn't being advanced. It would be kind of being covered up by the Blackhawks on the end board. And I would not be surprised one bit if Patrick Waugh decides to call a timeout. The referee, Halkitis, is over at the bench seeing whether or not Jeff Blashill wants to call a timeout. He says no. So now Halkitis, the lead referee, is over at the New York Islander bench, and they do call a timeout. So everyone's going to get a rest, which is probably a good thing because Crevier and Vlasic had been out there for a long time. Now they're going to be able to rest up a little bit and probably finish out this hockey game on the back end for the Blackhawks.
Keep in mind the faceoff's going to be in the Hawk zone, and the Islanders are so good on draws. They're sixth best in the National Hockey League, but all of their centermen, all of the guys that take the faceoffs for them, have above 50% faceoff win percentages. So, the odds would favor them winning the draw and getting possession.
Yeah, they established possession early. And you just look at some of these numbers, John. Bo Horvat has had 10 shots on net. Matthew Schaefer has had 8 shots on net. 7 of them have been blocked. So he's had 20, make that 15 attempts. And then the next leader would be Matthew Barzal with 5 shots. So getting plenty of looks. They have plenty of time. Minute 21 is forever. Really help the Blackhawks if they could end this one with an empty netter.
Well, Pajot is going to be the faceoff man against the Hawks. Ryan Donato. Pajot is the Islanders' best faceoff man, but Donato beats him on this draw. Vlasic pokes the puck up the boards, not out. Schaefer right point, put it down behind the net. Horvat centers the puck. This deflects down ice into the Islander zone. And Barzal back to get it in front of Connor Bedard.
That was a real good stick by Ryan Donato. Kind of a set play by the Islanders trying to bump it out front. Donato came back hard and deflected that pass.
Schaefer to center ice to Horvat. Hawk line, dumps it down behind the net. Soderblom plays it around the near glass. Shen is given a bump by Bertuzzi. Lee got to the puck now at the right point. Lee crossing the high slot, fires, that goes wide. Puck swept out of there, but not out of the zone. Ritchie put it away to the far corner. Ryan Donato there, backhands it through the air over Schaefer's head and down into the Islander zone. If Schaefer didn't have the kind of speed that he had, that would have ended up in the Islander net. Now Ritchie turns the puck into the Hawk zone. Lee, right circle. He's taken down with a trip. And a penalty is going to be called here with 26 seconds left in period number 3. I believe Ryan Donato is going to go off, and now the Hawk penalty killing has got to be at its best.
Yeah, 26.8 seconds. They might add some time on the clock. That's an eternity. And unfortunately for the Blackhawks, Connor Bedard had fallen behind the New York Islander net, so it kind of became a 6-on-4. And Ryan Donato failed clearing attempt. He realized it, so he dove back at Anders Lee. He made contact with the puck, but unfortunately knocked down Anders Lee. That's a trip. And now it's going to be a 6-on-4 to close out the game.
Face off to the right of Soderblom. Ryan Green against Bo Horvat, who wins the draw to Callum Ritchie. To Schaefer left point. To Barzal. To Schaefer now in the deep slot. Long shot. Deflects on goal. Soderblom down with a butterfly save and a scramble. And Soderblom has it pinned to the paint of the crease and holds it there. We're down to 18 seconds now left in regulation. 4-3, the Hawks lead the New York Islanders. The time of the penalty clock is moot, I would think, unless this game somehow gets to overtime. We'll see if it does. Face-off circle to the right of Arvid Soderblom. If it does get to overtime, that would mean the Islanders would score a power play goal. So they would start 3-a-side in overtime. Let's hope it doesn't get that far.
They're checking the clock. I think they might be adding some time here. Yeah, they did. They added a second, so there's 19 seconds to go in this third period.
Here now to the right of Soderblom, the face-off. Hazar against Horvat. Horvat wins it to the corner. Louis Crevier on it. Horvat digs it out. Look out. Fed it up the slot. Schaefer shoots. That's just wide off a deflection. Shen along the near boards. Centers. That's picked up by Mikheyev. Spins into center ice. Nazar hustling to the puck in the Islanders' zone. Shoots. He misses the empty net. But it slides up the boards. It doesn't matter. The Blackhawks hang on for the 4-3 win over the Islanders. And once again, the penalty-killing unit becomes a factor in a Blackhawks win. The Blackhawks never came back to full strength, but had they done so, it would have been sponsored by Northwestern Medicine Orthopedics on a relentless pursuit of better medicine. But well done. An entire team win here for the Blackhawks from the goal out. Arvid Soderblom in goal, stopping another healthy bunch of shots. They took the number of shots off the board, so I can't tell you, but
unofficially it's 47. So he made 44 on 47, 44 stops on 47 shots, which is pretty darn good. And I couldn't agree more, John. That's just a great team win. It was all four lines. It was the penalty killing, and obviously goaltending was outstanding tonight. You look at what Anton Frondel did in his very first hockey game. You know the nerves had to be there. He picks up an assist. Nick Lardis, the game of his career thus far. He has a goal and 2 assists. Frank Nazar and Tyler Bertuzzi